Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. Today's video live stream, we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin like we normally do. We'll talk about the price of RAVE, like my buddy DZ over here has finally said that RAVE is finally going down here. And then we'll take a look at some other cryptocurrencies and stocks here. I see what in the chat here. Good to see you, what in the TikTok live stream. Don't forget to smash that like button so we get some more people to show up here on the live stream. Yeah, guys, let's get started here. I do apologize before I get started. I do apologize. There is some laundry going on in the background here. So it's only for like another 10 minutes, and then it should be we should be not hearing the laundry, the dryer run over here. Okay. But anyways, let's get right to it. We'll take a look at Bitcoin first, and then we'll take a look at RAVE, and then we'll take a look at Advantis for my buddy DZ over there. But price of Bitcoin currently up against this 100-day moving average, this blue line here. Okay, is acting as resistance as of now. Okay, if we can get pushed past this line of resistance here, we could possibly be on our way up to like the 80K area for Bitcoin. And we do have areas that I highlighted here. The previous areas of support that we were using back here in November and December and January earlier this year, that should be around 84K. That could be the next line of resistance for Bitcoin if we do push past this first line of resistance at 75, 76K, which is where this 100-day moving average is sitting at. I see Bitcoin continue to climb up. It looks like it's in an accumulation pattern where it's just, you know, making higher lows and higher highs and on its way up to higher prices here. Let me just quickly throw on the VRVP indicator just to confirm that there's not that much resistance left. We're over here at the value area high, which is considered a resistance area. That's why we're having a hard time pushing past 76K. But if once we start pushing past 76K, the volume starts to drop off here. And then look at this, even at like 79K, if we can get past 79K, we might just jump right up to like 84K, okay? That red number right there, because there's really not much resistance. Looking at the previous chart history here, and this is data going all the way back to like January earlier this year. There's not that much resistance once we get past 79K. We could just jump from 79 to 84K. Downside, you know, let me just give it the downside before we get overly bullish here, but the downside support is still, I believe, around this 21 EMA. This white line is sitting at about 69. Actually, no, take it back. It's at 70K now. So this 70K is now an area of support for Bitcoin. That's also kind of like a psychological number, so I would expect, you know, the bulls to try to defend 70K as best as they can. Before we go lower. You know, if we do go lower, then we do got a point of control here at like 66 to 67K, somewhere in this area. Got a high volume node here, okay? That's your support area, but it looks like Bitcoin's on its way up. Let me just throw on the momentum indicators here, just to confirm that we have the momentum to go to higher prices. Before I get you guys all, you know, revved up and excited about higher prices here for Bitcoin, but let's look at the MEXC here real quick. And then we'll look at the money flow, and then we'll move on to taking a look at RAVE and then Avantis. So right now we can see that on the MACD indicator here, buying pressure is pretty solid here. It's in the green. However, you can see that we did get, well, we had a brand new daily candle, so I'm going to disregard this light green candle, but we do have like just green, green, green all across the board here. So unless something changes where we start getting less buying pressure and seeing this blue line curve down to the downside, I think we will see higher prices going into tomorrow, right? Maybe we can get past 76K and maybe look at 77 or 78K going into tomorrow. And then let's see, moving on from the other indicators here, we're going to take a look at the money flow, the DeluxeAlgo money flow indicator here. And this is showing that money flow is in the green. Got a green buy dot that came in on Monday, and now we're starting to come into, like, you know, the overbought territory where we got to start being cautious. If we start seeing a red sell dot show up here on the daily time frame like we saw back here on Sunday, then, you know, that could cause us to have to take some profit here, and maybe we might, you know, see the end of this rally for now. But you haven't gotten that yet, so, you know, we still have the green light, that green dot right there, showing us that we can see higher prices here for Bitcoin. So why not? Why not? Let's rally up to see if we can actually hit 80K. You know, that psychological number up there. All right, moving on from Bitcoin, we'll take a look at RAVE, which was the talk of the town all throughout this weekend, going up till last night. I mean, you guys saw me in my live stream. I was in a RAVE long. I took profit. You know, I actually got hit on my stop loss, and it was, you know, unfortunate that I got hit on the stop loss during the live stream. But you know what? Looking back, it wasn't that bad because I sold at $17.43, and now look at RAVE at $10.80. $10.81 for RAVE on the daily time frame. We actually dropped 31% today. So yikes! You know, finally a red day for RAVE, okay? When we've been seeing green, 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 green all across the board, it was only a matter of time before this. I mean, people were thinking that it was going to drop yesterday or even the day before that, and it did, but it didn't really make a significant drop and then stay down there. Today, we actually did a significant drop. We got up as high as $18.49, and then we dropped down to $10.89. Closed out the day there. And now, you know, this could be the beginning of the end for the longs on RAVE. Might be time to short RAVE. If RAVE was to climb back up to the 618 golden pocket at $11.49, I might be interested in taking a short at that $11.49 area right there. Just eyeballing it on the daily time frame. And then I would be interested in maybe taking it down to like maybe $9.34 or down to like $7.19, which is your 0.382 retracement. But man, do we even have like any? No, we don't have any moving average support. The 21 EMA is down at $2.84 here. You really could drop down like a rock here, and there's really not much support for RAVE. Okay, let me go ahead and throw the VRVP indicator. Is there any support with high volume nodes here? You're not going to get support on high volume nodes here, not until you get down to this value area high sitting at about $2.42. That's like right near that 21 EMA. So this thing might have to go down to $3 before we get any significant area of support here for RAVE, which is good for the shorts. You know, you could be shorting right now and taking it down to like $2 or $3, and you make this good amount of money doing just that, just shorting it back down to $3 here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frames. That's my day trading time frame. The day trading time frame is showing that there's some moving averages that could give us some temporary support here. We do got the 100-day moving average. I'm sorry, the 100 moving average on the 1 hour time frame sitting at $9.27, and that's like confluent right with that 0.5 retracement at $9.34. So I think maybe there could be a little bit of a bounce here at $9.30 for RAVE. But I mean, you could enter a short right now and try to take it down all the way to $9.30 and see if you can make some money out. I think it might make sense to actually see if this thing's gonna bounce off of $9, come back up to 11 or 12, and then enter a short at 11 or 12. I mean, we're kind of at that right now. Now that I mentioned it, we're at $11. You can see that right now. Currently trading on RAVE, we're at $11 right now. So, you know, with that being said, I mean, you could try to take a short, and it might just continue dropping like a rock. I think if it does come up to like 11.49 or $12, that'd be a better, more safer area to try to short. And you can put your stop loss at like $12.50 or $13, depending upon, you know, what kind of leverage you're using. I wouldn't really use too much leverage on this. I used 10x leverage on the long last night, and I've used like 5x leverage as well. Usually anywhere between like 5 to 10x leverage is what I use for trying to trade RAVE over here. Let's see. We got Havenpack in the chat. He says, my biggest fear is I don't own enough crypto, but putting all money in it. So what is a man supposed to do? You're putting all your money into it, but you feel like you don't have enough crypto. Well, if you don't have enough crypto, then you probably don't have enough crypto. I don't know what to tell you. It probably means you need to buy more crypto if you got that feeling. If you have, you know, if you're having trouble sleeping at night because of your crypto, then it probably means you are too exposed. You have too much crypto, okay? But if you can go to sleep every night knowing that you'll see higher prices eventually on your crypto, then that probably means you have enough crypto. But if you're over here, you know, looking at like, man, I should have bought RAVE, right? Well, yeah, everybody feels that way. Everybody feels like they should have bought RAVE. I feel like I should have bought RAVE, you know, spot bags at like 25 cents or, you know, 30 cents or whatever it was a week ago. And now it's at $10. Are you kidding me? I feel like I should have bought some RAVE and get some more crypto. But, you know, with the way things going on in the world, and we have, you know, the war in the Middle East, I just feel like, you know, you feel like you don't have enough crypto right now because things are going up. But like if the war starts up again, if the ceasefire ends and they don't do a peace deal here, then I feel like the cryptocurrency price is going to probably drop down. Oil price is going to go up, and you're going to feel like you have too much crypto because crypto is going to be dropping down on you. It's only when crypto is going up do people feel like they don't have enough crypto. Funny enough, right? All right, moving on from RAVE, we'll take a look at Avantis from my buddy DZ here. And then, you know what, before I start doing analysis on Avantis, let me just check in with my TikTok guys, make sure I didn't miss any requests over there. So let me just quickly go to the chat here. We got Arklow. Arklow is asking about take profit levels for chillas. That's chill IZ. What do I do with this mic thing? Oh my god, I can't believe I lost my oh, there it is. There we go. All right, got my handy dandy whiteboard here, so I can write down these requests. So right now we're currently doing Avantis as one of the first requests here, and then we gotta look at Chillz, CHZ, and then what else? I don't want to miss out any of the requests here. What was talking about 1850 and a little correction of $10. You said that yesterday. Yeah, $10 was an idea here, and we already hit $10 on RAVE. So, and it happened literally the next day. That's fast. That's how fast cryptocurrencies move. All right. So I think that's the request here is Avantis and CHZ for now. If you guys have any more requests, you can put them in, and we'll take a look at the after your cryptocurrency requests or stocks as they come in on a first come first served basis here. But right now, Avantis was the first one. We're looking at Avantis. Let's get onto the daily chart here for Avantis. I think we took a look at this yesterday, right? Yeah. And Avantis, right? Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now, and I'm going to turn on my turn that indicator on as well. Avantis, looks like you're trying to start a bullish case here where you're going to get above the 21 EMA, or trying to get above the 21 EMA. That's that white line right there. That white line is currently at 0.133 pennies. We're like right on the button on it. Okay. The next level to the upside would be this 50 moving average sitting at 14.148 pennies to be exact. That's what I'd be targeting if I'm just day trading this. I'm not sure if how much of a percentage gain that would get you. Let's just measure that out real quick here. Going from where we are now to the 50-day moving average. Oh, 12% gain. That's pretty decent. Maybe put your stop loss below the lows from today. Today we got as low as today just started, so, or I should say Wednesday just started, about 30 minutes ago. So let's see, maybe below the lows from Wednesday, and you're only risking 3% to try and get 12%. So that would be a day trading target, is that 50-day moving average. The swing traders will probably want to stay in this a little bit longer and try to maybe take this up to this 100-day moving average sitting at 19 cents, just shy of 20 cents. That's what I'd be targeting for a swing trade. And if you're in it for the long term, we did say that maybe this thing could get up to this 200-day moving average sitting at 36 cents. 36 cents is your target to the upside for Avantis. And we were figuring out, how juicy of a long this would be. And you got almost like an 18-to-1 risk-reward ratio where you're risking 9% to try and get 181%. If we do get up to that 200-day moving average, not saying that's going to happen, but if it does, that's a pretty juicy gain right there, 180%, and you're only risking 9% to try and get that 180%. That's a pretty decent trade to take there for Avantis. I might actually decide to get some slot bags on Avantis myself, or I might decide to do some leverage trading here. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour time frame here. Oh, I see a double bottom here on Avantis that occurred here on Monday and also Tuesday, where we got as low as 0.128 pennies. 0.128 pennies, yeah. The way the double bottom plays out here, okay, you just measure from where the bottoms are at to the top in between the two bottoms. You just take that measure move and you put that top on top of the top in between the two bottoms, right? These are the bottoms here, this is the top. And the measure move is saying that we could get up to at least 0.148 pennies here for Avantis. Okay, so that's your target right there, that blue number right there for Avantis, maybe for a day trade target. Didn't I already say 0.148 was an idea here? I have to maybe go back to the daily chart here, but didn't we say 0.148? Yeah, 0.148 is actually where this 50-day moving average is sitting at. So I think that's your target for the day traders. For the day traders, or even like leverage swing traders, if you want to do swing trading with a little bit of leverage, you can target this 50-day moving average, which is also your double bottom target as well. So might be something worth taking a look at there, DZ. 0.148 for the day trader target. Well, let me go back in the 1 hour time frame, see how things are looking on the 1 hour time frame. Moving average wise, you're below the 200 moving average. That's going to be a problem at 0.1358 pennies. Get above that, and we can be more bullish on this asset, at least on the 1 hour time frame. I do like the fact that you are making kind of like an uptrend here, higher lows and higher highs. And what the hell was this all about? You kind of jumped up to like almost 14 pennies here, and it got sent right back down. That's weird. Here on Coinbase, something happened here. Somebody probably hit the sell button there. But yeah, you're steadily making higher lows and higher highs, trying to create an uptrend here on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see here on the money flow. Money flow is in the green, but you got a red sell dot that just came in this hour. So be careful. You might be seeing lower prices because of that. And then MACD is steadily showing buying pressure, but I want to see buying pressure increasing. I don't want to see like this wishy-washy, here we got buying pressure, now buying pressure dying down, and buying pressure coming back in again, and buying pressure dying down. I want to see buying pressure steadily increasing, giving me like a nice solid trend here. But this is still okay, not the best, but it's okay. It's not like RAVE, the way RAVE was yesterday, where we saw buying pressure, and it just kept on increasing all throughout the day. But having buying pressure is better than having selling pressure. So that is what Avantis has on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. DZ says, yeah, you just bought Avantis at 14.5. Oh, I think you could have got a better price than that. You just try to break even on Avantis and get out. Oh man. Man, your break even might be someone's take profit here on the daily time frame for the day traders out here. Thank you, what for smashing that like button. We got up to like 5,000 likes already on the live stream. That is amazing. Thank you for smashing that like button there. I'm trying to see if I missed anything in the chat here. Bagas said do BTC. We actually looked at BTC. That was the first coin that we looked at here on the live stream. I usually go live at like 8 p.m. Eastern time to like 10 p.m. Eastern time. In the beginning of the live stream, we talk about Bitcoin, but I'll look at Bitcoin real quick here, just to give you a summary analysis. Okay, and then we're gonna look at CHZ after that. Bitcoin, going on to the daily time frame here, is up against resistance from this 100-day moving average here. This 100-day moving average is acting as resistance at 75.76K. But if Bitcoin can continue climbing up to higher prices, there's really not much resistance. There might be like the psychological level at 80K, but there's really not that much resistance until 84K. 84K is going to be your target to the upside for Bitcoin. That's like another 10,000 point move here for Bitcoin. And then on the downside, Bitcoin could get support off this white line here. That's your 21 EMA at 70K. And then of course we know 67K has acted as support as well, if 70K is not going to hold up. And that's your targets for Bitcoin. That's like a quick summary right there. Well, we can always go back and look at Bitcoin again, and we can probably look at Bitcoin on the shorter time frames. But let's do this other request here. We have Chill IZ was another request here, and Chill IZ is currently trading at 4 cents, 0.042 pennies to be exact. And let's see, only up. Well, I get, sometimes I get a little bit confused that this daily candle just started 30 minutes ago, okay? So you're only up 1%, but see, earlier today, on Tuesday, what was today? I actually forgot what day it is. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Earlier today on Wednesday, we saw we saw this asset go up 14%, which is pretty decent. It's nice. And you were able to get above this 100-day moving average, which is great, because now you're above all the moving averages. I think you got a beginning of a breakout to an upside, to higher prices here for Chill IZ. Well, let's see. Where could Chill IZ go if it's going to continue being bullish here? I'm going to turn on the VFRP indicator here. This is the indicator off on the right. It shows you the buys are in the green, the sells in the red, and the more buys and sells at a particular price, the higher volume node you get. You can see we have a high volume node here, indicated by this white line. This is your value area high, sitting at 0.0447 pennies here, roughly in that area. That's going to probably be your resistance until it's no longer your resistance. And if you get past that value area high, the resistance starts to drop here, and you're not going to get that much resistance until you get up to like, I see a little bit of something here at 0.048, and then across like 5 pennies also has some volume here, and then I also see some volume here like 0.053 pennies. Basically, like where we were like trading sideways here back in January at like 5 pennies, that's probably going to be your swing trade target. And it's going to probably take you a few days to get there. I don't think you can get there in one day, less than 1 day. I think right now you just got to contend up against this 0.044 penny level. That might happen tomorrow where we come up there and get rejected. Like, let's see, earlier today we actually hit 0.044 penny. So that's already a resistance. You can see that right there. If I just zoom in here a little bit. But 0.044, we already hit that today. But like 0.0448 is that value area high. That's going to be your resistance going forward. Probably, let's see if we can get up there tomorrow and actually stay up there and not actually get knocked down again. Because if we get knocked down again, then that's not strong enough for us to go to higher prices, right? Plain and simple, right? You got to actually get up there and stay there, so you can build up some support and then launch your way up to higher prices. DZ wants to take a look at SUP and then also PIF. Oh my God, DZ, you give me like your entire like watch list here, huh? All right, maybe I'll give you like 2 more. I'll look at SUP and PIF, and if I'm not slammed with requests, maybe I'll get to THQ. Okay, but let's I'll put down SUP as one of your requests here, and then PIF. All right, we got Tariq. Thank you, Tariq, for coming in for the live stream. Let me know if you have any requests here, Tariq. In Arklow, we just looked at CAC for you. Hope you enjoyed the analysis so far. Didn't really give you downside target. Downside target, just using the daily time frame and the moving averages, there's a 21 EMA that could provide support at 0.039 pennies, basically 4 cents. And also you can see there's some volume here on the VFRP indicator that should provide support at 4 cents. So I think 4 cents, psychological number, and also 21 EMA is at that level there too. That should be your target to the downside, where you get, maybe some cheaper CAZ, maybe make a higher low and then launch up to higher prices. Oh, you didn't ask for PIF? Oh, that was another person that asked for PIF. All right, DZ. All right, maybe I can get you on THQ, okay? All right. But obviously, I gotta look at PIF for the other guy that requested it. If you don't mind, DZ, since I already did a request for you, why don't I do PIF for the other guy, and then I'll take a look at SUP and THQ. Rich says, well, look at RAVE coming down to the WEEX. Yeah, I got out of my long. I mean, you saw me. I took profit earlier today at 12.50, and we hit like almost like 13.50. We almost hit I had a target of 14 bucks on RAVE earlier this morning, but we didn't actually hit 14 bucks, but it's okay. Still made some money on that one. Right now, I'm currently long in Ethereum, trying to target 24.15 for Ethereum, which was like the high from yesterday. Crypto Cry BZ says RAVE is useless. Get out. Got out at 16. Yeah, I was in a long on RAVE last night on the live stream. You can watch my my previous live stream from last night, and I got stopped out in profit at like $17.40. I was targeting $19, and we only got to like $18.50. So not too far off, but hey, it would have been nice if I actually got my take profit on that at 19 bucks. Arklow, cheers to you as well, my bro. Thank you for coming into the live stream. Let's see. So we just finished CAZ. Let's take a look at PIF, and then we'll take a look at SUP and THQ. PIF Network. I haven't had anybody request PIF in a while. Let's see what PIF has been up to. PIF is currently trading at 4.5 cents. Let's see. Man, this thing has gotten brutally beaten down. I remember we were talking about this last year. Obviously, when it was at higher prices. I'm gonna get rid of this Fibonacci. That's old news right there. We obviously lost that Fibonacci and made lower lows. PIF, what have you been doing, PIF? You've been dropping like a rock and heading down into the right. However, going down into the right, you've been creating some bullish divergence indicated by these green spider lines you might see on my chart here. That just shows me that there's bullish divergence without me having to draw it. That's part of my DeluxeAlgo indicator. Let's see. Let's take a look at the RSI just to confirm that we actually are making those bullish divergence here. Ever so slightly. See, I got 27 over here, and I got 26. Yep. Okay, so you're making ever so slightly higher lows here on the RSI, while making lower lows on price. Okay. What this is indicating to me is you're making lower lows on price, making higher lows on RSI. You're getting bullish divergence. Bulls, longs, investors are stepping in at like 3.5 cents to 4 cents. They're interested in buying PIF at these prices here. So that's the beginning of trying to bottom out. Doesn't mean that you actually are going to bottom out, because you could make, you could, let me just draw this out here real quick. You could drop down here on PIF, come down, make another lower low, and then still make a higher low here in the RSI, right? And create more bullish divergence. Okay, so that's something that we have to pay attention to. Bullish divergence is just, it's good to see, but it doesn't mean that you're ready to bottom out yet. What I want to see with PIF, if we are going to bottom out, right, is I want to see either us do a double bottom, which is really taking it to the edge, or just don't go down anymore and just start going up to higher prices, or you can make a higher low and then go up to higher prices, but don't go any lower than the low back here on March 29th, when we got down to like 0.036 pennies. Don't go lower than that, okay? You can go just as low, right? Because if we go just as low, then you're basically doing a double bottom here, and then you can launch up and go to higher prices, okay? And guess what? Double bottom literally has bottom in its name. That's how you create a bottom, right? You can do a double bottom and launch up to higher prices, okay? But if you're not going to do a double bottom, then the next best thing, actually even better than doing a double bottom, is just doing a higher low, okay? Just don't go lower than 0.036 pennies. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but that's what I want to see. Is I want to see, basically, this would be even better, is if we just come down to this 21 EMA, this white line here, and then launch up and start going up to higher prices, making a higher high. Maybe we get knocked down by this 100 moving average, sitting at like 5 cents, come back down, maybe to the value area low, or maybe we come down to maybe the 50-day moving average, which is like sitting at 4.5 cents here. But just make higher lows and higher highs. Show us that you're gonna do something that is creating an uptrend here, okay? Show us that you're making higher highs and higher lows. And guess what? This is your bottom, that you just bottom out. You're making an uptrend. You're changing the course of the downtrend, and you're turning it into an uptrend. That's what I want to see here with PIF. But PIF, that's what we have to do. That's what we want to do. Doesn't mean that we're actually going to get that. We could just continue getting rejected off the 50-day moving average and the 100-day moving average, and just coming down, making lower lows, and just getting more nasty out there. Okay. But if it's not going to be nasty, and if we are going to climb up to higher prices, let me get rid of the VRVP indicator first. If we are going to climb to higher prices, you can use the moving averages as your targets. Like a 100-day moving average sitting at 5 cents. It's about like I believe like a 10% move up in price. And then you got the 200-day moving average sitting at 7 cents. That's almost like a double in price. Not really, but it's, you know, it's going to be a significant gain if we actually get up to that 200 moving average. That should be a target there. Now, turning on the VRVP indicator, this should show us areas that we should be looking for. Right now, you've got a value area low at 0.047 pennies. Got a high volume node here. That should act as resistance until it no longer acts as resistance. And when it's no longer acting as resistance, then we got a gap in the VRVP indicator here, and we could come up to like 5.5 pennies, or we could come up to this point of control at 0.058 pennies. And that should be where you definitely get a reaction and get knocked down initially. But if you get knocked down and you're able to come back up again and get past this point of control, then the volume drops off again. And you don't get much resistance until this next high volume node here at like 0.068 pennies. And then after that, you got the value area high sitting at 7 pennies. And that's confluent with that 200 moving average. So X marks the spot right now on that 200 moving average. And also this value area high sitting at 7 cents. I think that's all you can ask for PIF in the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. I think 7 cents is the best you can get out of PIF right now. So Cry BZ says PIF has ties to Ripple. I didn't know that. There's way too many cryptocurrencies for me to pay attention to. And if you say so, I believe you for now until I actually do the research myself. Let's see. Crypto Cry BZ said you bought $100,000 worth of RAVE at 14 cents. Yikes. You're down, I believe, like 20% on that, right? That is an insane amount of money to be putting into any particular cryptocurrency. I don't think I would actually do that myself with any cryptocurrency, even if I had 100 grand to spend on one particular cryptocurrency. If I had to do 100 grand on a particular cryptocurrency, I would just buy Bitcoin. I'm not trying to play around with the risk level. RAVE is way too risky. But you know, to each their own. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me just get that disclaimer out. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy here on YouTube and TikTok giving you my opinions about these cryptocurrencies. This is not financial advice. I can never be a financial advisor because I'm not a financial advisor. And you would have to talk to a financial advisor to see if putting $100,000 into RAVE actually makes sense for your personal situation. All right, so I got that disclaimer out. Let's see, we're going to move on from PIF. We'll take a look at SUP. Did we look at SUP? I can't really remember. I don't think we looked at SUP. Nope, we didn't. This looks new to me. Super Fluid on KCEX Exchange. Oh yeah, you definitely look like a cryptocurrency to me. You just, you know, down and to the right and bleeding and losing people money. Yeah, that looks like a cryptocurrency to me. Or it looks like an altcoin to me for sure. All right, we call these shit coins here when they do absolutely nothing but shit on you. Okay, this cryptocurrency, this altcoin, this shit coin is currently trading at 0.016 pennies right now. Let me guess. You want to take a look at this because of the crazy day that it had earlier today when this thing went up 64%. Went even higher than that, but it closed out up 64%. But we opened the day here at 1 penny, and we got as high as like 3.5 pennies. Okay, I can see why this is on your radar now, DZ. And I mean, this is good to see. This is going to get people excited. It's going to get people talking about it. It shows up on people's radars. Probably showed up on crypto bubbles for some people. This could be the beginning of something good here for Superfluid. Let me give you the VRVP indicator for now. Just going to focus on looking at the moving averages. You got above the moving averages. That's great to see. You got above the 21, the 100. I'm sorry, the 21, the 50, and the 100 right over here. And now you can start using those moving averages as support, hopefully. Hopefully you don't just go down just as fast as you went up. But if it does go down as fast as it went up, I mean, I think the 21 and the 50 should act as support. Right here at 0.011 pennies. 0.0113 pennies to be exact. That's where I think you would get support if you just come down and totally erase all your gains here. But I think that would still qualify as a higher low compared to the other lows that we've seen here over the last few days. And maybe you can get a bounce up to higher prices. This is just saying if we just come down, you know, literally tonight going into tomorrow and just totally erase our gains. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I would hope that Superfluid could be a little bit more bullish and sustain itself above the 100-day moving average, sitting at the $0.015 here. But let's see. I'm going to now draw a Fibonacci, see what we can do here using the fibs here. And we got as high as what, 3.5 pennies? And we started off here, well, I'll take it down to the lows here, the very, very low here, where we saw like, 0.0085 pennies here. Yeah, something like that. You got a golden pocket. You weren't even able to sustain yourself above the golden pocket. Damn, okay. You just came straight down. Okay, so you came right down to the 0.236 retracement at $0.015. If this doesn't hold, right? If the $0.015 doesn't hold, then yeah, you're probably going to come right down to a 0.113 pennies here. 0.0113 pennies. So you just blew through all these retracement levels here. I'm going to see what this looks like on the 1 hour time frame. If we even get any like fight here. Looks like you had a little bit of a fight. No, you just good. On the 1 hour time frame, you got a bounce here off of 2 cents. Was 2 cents even a retracement level? Let me go look at the daily time frame again. 2 cents was like basically a 0.5 retracement, so that's all you got, was like a fight at the 0.5 retracement, and then you just kept bleeding down to the 0.236. Okay. But I think, you know, going forward, targets the upside. Let's see if we get back up to 2 cents, obviously, and then let's see if we get up to the 618. When we get to the 618 golden pocket, that could be where we get rejected and maybe come back down again if it's not going to be bullish here. And that's at 2.5 cents here. If we can't get above 2.5 cents and sustain ourselves above it, I can't really see why you would be bullish enough to even revisit 3.5 cents again. So I think 2.5 cents is going to be the battle zone for Superfluid here. And then we'll just have to see if we actually push past that. If we push past that, then you can start talking about your Fibonacci extension targets, the upside. You got 4 cents and then 5 cents, the upside here. But let's look at this one, you know, maybe later on this week or even next week, and we'll see if we're actually, you know, able to push past this battle zone that I think is going to be coming here for Superfluid at 2.5 cents. Let's see. Crypto CryBZ says you're trying to help people grow their channels. Okay, I appreciate that. Crypto CryBZ, are you on the Discord? Because that's the way that you can stay in touch with me here when I'm not live streaming, and we can talk about, you know, how to grow the YouTube channel. Okay. If you go to the description to the video that you're watching, if you're not part of the Meet Damien Discord yet, but if you go to the description, you can see the Discord link, and then also if you go to let's see, you go to my Meet Damien channel here. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the Meet Damien channel. Appreciate that. And you can click on this link here in the description to the channel. This is the link tree. You click on that, it should take you over to the Meet Damien link tree. You click on that, right, and it should take you to the Meet Damien Discord server. And that's your invite right there to join the Meet Damien Discord server. I don't know why I have to accept my own invite here, but yeah, just open the app, please. No, continue in the browser. I actually want to continue in the browser. I meant to click continue in browser. Oh man, all right, whatever. But yeah, you'll be able to join the Meet Damien Discord channel here, where we can stay in touch here. And you can also know when I go live. You'll see me post up the live streams here. We post up all the stuff here. We can talk about the news, and then we also talk about our trades here. And let's see, that was me earlier today with a long here on RAVE. I did a 5x long early this morning at 1160, and we saw this thing get up to like 13 bucks. I took profit at 1250, and then I was aiming for like $14, but we didn't really hit that today, so it's whatever. But did get a little bit of profit there, so that's always good. Well, profit is profit, right? As long as you get profit. All right. Moving on from SUP, we got to take a look at THQ. And then, am I forgetting any of the requests? Does anybody else have any requests here? THQ USD. Let me check in with my TikTok guys. I'm doing TikTok and YouTube live stream at the same time here. Thank you, Johnny Larzar, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. All right, nope, I don't see any requests here on TikTok as of yet. All right, moving on to THQ. Currently, THQ is trading at 0.022 pence. Oh, so this one also had a nice spike up. This one looks just like super fluid. Right? What do we do today? Today we... What the hell? Where's the percentage gains here? Wow, so it didn't gain anything. It basically opened here on Coinbase at 0.0223 pennies, and it closed at 0.0223 pennies. But in the meantime, you did like a little spike up here. Oh my God. Let's see, how high did you actually get up? Like how big of a price did you get up to? How much of a percentage gain was it? 8%. That's it. Oh, okay. That's normal in cryptocurrency world. I thought it was gonna be like 20 or 30, something like that. Okay. All right. Wow. We have done some previous chart analysis on this. There was a falling wedge here that should have, give us a breakout to the upside, and we kind of did, but not really. We just broke out and then went sideways. That's kind of weak and pathetic in my opinion. THQ, what have you done for us? What can you do for us? Well, you can continue losing us money. I can see that's what THQ's been doing here. Trying to get above the 21 EMA is your next order of business here. At 21 EMA, that white line is sitting at 0.022 pennies. We're just slightly above it. But if we could continue using the 21 EMA as support rather than resistance, then maybe we can jump up to this 50-day moving average, and that's sitting at 0.0257 pennies. That's your next target to the upside, in my opinion here, just using the moving averages. Why not? Getting a bunch of likes here on TikTok. Thank you, Mario, for sending me the heartbeat. Appreciate that. And Mario says Bitcoin is dead. And then LXRY came into the chat here on TikTok, wants to know about Bonk. So I guess we'll look at Bonk after THQ. Thank you for putting in that request. And I think that's it for now as far as you guys chatting it up here on TikTok. So there you go, DZ. My target to the upside for THQ is that 50-day moving average sitting at 0.025 pennies. Downside, do not lose the low that you did here in April. Don't go lower than 0.020 pennies, because if you do, then, I mean, what the hell? How much lower are you going to go? I'm going to throw on the BRVP indicator, see if there's any targets to the upside to look for here. Let's see. We got some volume. We're creating some volume here. We got a high volume node here at 0.022 pennies. Get above, I believe, 0.0228. A little less resistance, and then get above 0.023 pennies, and the resistance starts to drop off. You get a gap here, and then you got a value area low sitting at 0.025 pennies, and that's right where this 50-day moving average is at. So there you go, DZ. You have the 50-day moving average. This green line is confluent with the value area low on the BRVP indicator here. 2.5 cents. That's your target to the upside. Write it down. Put it in your limit order. When you want to sell THQ, you want to sell it at 2.5 pennies. All right. And I think that's all you should be happy for, unless you're going to continue try to stay in this a little bit longer than 2.5 pennies, and then we got point of control here at 0.028 pennies. And that's where all this sideways trading action was happening back here in February and March. All these people here, you gotta think about it. All these people here, they're on the water right now. They're like, holy crap. Like, we're down, I believe they're down probably like 50%. Let me just quickly measure that out real quick here. Going from the point of control down to where we are right now. Oh no, they're down like 23%, but still, that still sucks, being down 23%. They're probably, if they're not big believers in THQ, if they're not in it for the long run, they're gonna click the sell button and break even at 0.028, 0.029 pennies here. So you can go join them and click the sell button with them when it does get to 0.028 pennies, because after they're done selling, then maybe we can probably, you know, bust up to like higher prices here. But you got to get past this point of control. All these people here are going to act as resistance, pushing you back down again. All right, let's move on from THQ. We'll take a look at Bonk. I think I got Bonk on my watch list here, next to all my other meme coins. There we go. Fire it up. We got Bonk currently trading at, well, that's a bunch of zeros. So we'll just say Bonk is trading at 612. How about that? So 612 for Bonk. Look at the daily time frame here. Bonk is, well, let me get rid of the VRVP. We'll always put that back on again. But Bonk is above the 21, the 50 moving average, and I guess the next target to the upside is going to be, for moving averages wise, you're going to look at that 100-day moving average, and you're going to try to click the sell button when you get to 697 here. That's your target to the upside. Okay. If you get past that, then the next target using moving averages, your 200 moving average sitting at 952. That should be like a 50% gain from where we are right now. Okay, so don't get too greedy. You see Bonk get up to that red line there, you'll be up 56% from where you are right now. That's pretty decent. You know, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs they get greedy and they get slaughtered. So don't do this where, you know, you stay in Bonk. You see this thing climb up to like 950 here, only for it to then get rejected, sell down, come right back down, and do a round trip down to 600 again. That would suck. You know, but some people gotta learn their lessons by doing round trips there. You don't have to learn the lesson by doing a round trip. You could just be like, Damien mentioned that the 200-day moving average would be a significant area of resistance at 950. I'm gonna click the sell button. You don't have to sell everything, but I'll tell you what, selling something at 950 and then if this thing does drop down to 600 again, you're gonna feel better that you sold something at 900. If it does drop back, if it does go up to 900 and then drop down to 600. Don't do a round trip. All right, thank you Mario for smashing that like button. We got like 6,700 likes here. Appreciate that. I think it's like a battle between like Mario and what. You guys are both smashing the like button. If you guys want to join Mario and what in the smash button crusades over here, all you gotta do is double tap the screen, and that's how you send the like here. That's like free to do. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps get the live stream out to more people out there. Appreciate that, guys. Let's see. For my YouTube guys, what are you guys saying over here? DZ says he's a sell Avantis and buy SUP. Only 1 million market cap. And then DZ says, oh, it was crazy. DZ says he could have had 80,000 RAVE, but you messed up. Yeah, that's tough, you know. DZ, I mean, I could have bought RAVE if you told me about it last week. Why didn't you tell me about it? How come I have to hear about it over the weekend after it went up like 200%? After I already did like a 3x, then I hear about it. Crypto Cry BZ says meme coins are done. And then let's see, unless it's ISO 2022, it's going to Zero Clarity Act. We'll see that. All right. Francisco Santos says he's longing Jupiter. I believe that's Jupiter coin. That is a decentralized exchange on the Solana network, if I can remember correctly. LXRY says, what strategy do I use to enter and exit? Are we talking about for day trading? Because I could tell you what I tried to do here with Ethereum. Okay. All right. So let's just look at Ethereum real quick here. Ethereum is currently trading at 23.56. Let's get into the 1 hour time frame, because that's usually what the time frame I use to day trade, or at least start looking at day trades. Earlier this morning, I saw that Ethereum had a sell-off here throughout Tuesday, and then going into Wednesday morning, what I saw here with Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame is I saw this 50 moving average, which was curving upwards. And I was like, all right, this could be where we get some support for Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame. So I think, let's see, I entered Ethereum at 23.30, okay? And I just put my stop loss like right below like 23.08 here, okay? Which was like one of the candle wick lows here. Earlier this morning, we saw Ethereum at 23.08. So I justify, like, I'm gonna just ride the trend up to higher prices here for Ethereum, because I looked at all the things, just trying to keep things short and sweet here, but I saw the momentum for Ethereum was to the upside, and I decided to go with the long here on Ethereum. So I'm giving you my entry there, okay? I entered because I saw a moving average that could provide some support here, and it's been kind of pushing us up and to the right here. Okay, now my exit, I was targeting just the highs from yesterday. 24.17 here, okay? Now I haven't taken profit on my Ethereum yet, because I don't really see anything up above us for me to take profit besides maybe the sideways trading that we did here on Monday and Tuesday at 23.70. And sure enough, that's actually where we actually topped out here today. We got up to like 23.80 and basically 23.80 here. So this sideways trading here at 23.80 is where all the people decided to take profit on Ethereum, and I could have done that, but I'm still in this trade here on Ethereum, and I'm gonna either get stopped out at 23.45, or I could stay in the trade, and we can see if we get up to like $2,400 that we saw back here on Tuesday. What was that, yesterday? But there are other things that I use to like determine if I should get out of a trade and what my take profits are. If it's not like previous price action, which is all I'm doing here with Ethereum is just using previous price action to like determine my take profit targets. But if like we had like a moving average above us, okay, I would be targeting a moving average above us for take profit. If we had like a high volume node, like if I turn on the VRVP indicator here, and we had like a high volume node, like in this case, we have the value area high sitting at 24.17. That's my take profit target, okay? But another take profit target I could use is this POC at 23.73, okay? I didn't do that because I already took profit on RAVE, and I was feeling good about my Ethereum long, and I just wanted to wait until we get to $2,400 to take profit on Ethereum. It's either that or I get stopped out at 23.45 here. Let's see, am I still in that trade on MEXC? Let's see what my Ethereum long is doing here. Am I still in the trade? I don't see any sells here. I am still in the trade here. Okay, so I got Ethereum long here. Nothing crazy to write home to mom about. I got in at 23.30. Right now we're at 23.51. And my take profit, like I said, is 24.15. And my stop loss is at 23.45. So we're kind of playing around with stopping me out here. If I get stopped out, that's fine, because my TP is in profit. I mean, my stop loss is in profit at 15%. I'll make 15 bucks on that. And if I'm able to stay in and we see Ethereum go up to like 24.15, I'll be up 90% and I'll make $91 on that trade. Wow, look at that. We just hit my stop loss. Okay, so there you go. I got stopped out in profit on Ethereum. And it looks like Ethereum is trying to do some nasty things right now. We're now at 23.46. We went down to 23.43. I think that was Rich. Was that you, Rich? Were you like Damien's in Ethereum? Let me go ahead and sell some Ethereum right now, just to knock him out of his trade. I think that's what Rich did. I'm putting the blame on Rich for that. All right, Chauncey, thank you for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Nasir says we still have room to push up to 2,600 or 2,800 on Ethereum. Probably. So do I enter using the EMAs? Sometimes it depends. You know, I actually look for like. I'm looking for like a significant correction or something like, you know, for a long, like, you know, we saw Ethereum get up to like 24.15 and then we see it drop down, and it dropped down to this Fibonacci level, right? We got a Fib level here at 23.30. I was actually entering at this 23.30 level here because of this Fibonacci level. So sometimes I do moving averages, sometimes I do Fibonacci. Sometimes if the moving averages are agreeing with the Fibonacci, that's really great, because that means there's probably some confluence and it's probably a good target. So I just entered at the 786 retracement here for Ethereum, thinking that it's going to be, you know, a nice shallow pullback, and then we can launch up to higher prices here. Daniel James is in the YouTube chat here. It says, let's take a look at CRV. Okay, we'll take a look at CRV. And Nasir, you're having a good old time laughing there. Is it because of like what I said about Rich? I think Rich was I think Rich has like some Ethereum spot bags, and he's like probably a whale or a mini whale with Ethereum, and he was like, no, screw Damien, no, let's stop him out right now. He probably sold his Ethereum, and he probably took out like a leverage short too, just to really make sure my stop loss gets hit. Yeah. Rich says that Bitcoin's fighting to get past the golden pocket right now. Okay, we'll take a look at Bitcoin again. But let's look at CRV, because that was a request that came up here. And guys, if you ever like come into the live streams, the Meet Damien live stream, you're like, man, this guy's talking about all these altcoins, but is he going to talk about Bitcoin? Just request Bitcoin, because we usually look at Bitcoin at the beginning of the live stream. But if you guys want to look at Bitcoin again, I can look at it again and either give you a summary analysis, or we can look at it on like the smaller time frames to see if, like, you know, what it's like to day trade Bitcoin. But yeah, don't be afraid to say, Damien, look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. And I'll look at it again. You got jealous of my $90 profit, yeah. Nasir is talking about you here on TikTok, Rich. Yeah, Nasir is on TikTok right now. He thinks it's funny that you try to stop me out on Ethereum during my live stream, which is pretty rude. That's pretty rude of you to do that. Let's see. Tariq says, am I bullish? Bullish on what? On what coin or what stock? Yeah, I know this. Yeah, we're just making jokes here. Rich knows. Rich likes to make jokes about me, and he's like one of my favorite guys to pick on, and I'm also his favorite guy that he likes to pick on. So we go back and forth here. Anyways, moving back to CRV. Let's look at CRV on a daily time frame. Currently trading at 22 cents. And I'm just looking at the BRBP indicator here. You got a point of control above you, highest volume node here at 25 cents. Should be a target to the upside. Before we even hit that target, we got the 50-day moving average right above you at 0.0229 pennies. That could act as resistance until it doesn't act as resistance. But look at this. Let me get rid of the BRBP indicator. This green line has been acting as resistance thus far over the last few weeks here. Last few months. Last time we came up to the 50-day moving average, we got rejected, and this was back here on middle of March 17th. And then look, every time we come up to the 50-day moving average, we get a candlewick high. We barely touch it and then get knocked down. We barely touch it, get knocked down. And look, we kind of barely touched it earlier today, and we're slightly down from where we were earlier today. And I think if we come back up to that 50-day moving average, it's going to act as resistance until it no longer acts as resistance, until we can actually flip it to support. That's the next order of business here for CRV, is to flip this to support. We want to come up to the 50-day moving average. Don't get rejected. What would be even pretty cool is if we actually go above the 50-day moving average, come back down to the 50-day moving average, use it as support, and then launch up to higher prices. That would be pretty cool if CRV could do that for us. I don't know if it's going to do that or not. Maybe we just come up to the 50-day moving average and then go sideways. Maybe we don't even go past it. Maybe we just go sideways as soon as we get to it. That still works. But what doesn't work, right, is if you come up to the 50-day moving average and then you get rejected again. And then you come down, maybe make a, higher low, hopefully. But if you don't, then, what are we talking about? Making lower lows? And that would suck if you do something like that, right? So that 50-day moving average could be a problem. Could be a problem. It's been a problem. Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. But that 50-day moving average has been a problem all throughout the last couple of months here. Okay? But let's move on past that 50-day moving average. If we can get past the 50-day moving average, if you're still using moving averages here, I think the 100-day moving average is your next target. That's at 0.0, that's at 27 pennies here. So that's your next target to the upside, is 27 pennies from that 100-day moving average. And then I'm going to throw on the VRVP indicator here. Let this thing readjust itself. And wowee, look at this, huh? Your value area high is right where that 100-day moving average is. So there you go. You got the value area high, the VRVP indicator, agreeing with the 100-day moving average that that's going to be a problem until it's no longer a problem. 100-day moving average is going to probably knock you down at 27 cents for CRV. Let's see. Crypto Cry BZ says Bitcoin has no news. It will become a meme coin like a Pokemon card. It's totally useless. Oh my God. What do you got against Bitcoin? You know Bitcoin's not useless. It's digital gold. It's like the digital version of gold. You can send monetary value to any person in the world, right? You can send Bitcoin anywhere around the world, and there's only so much of it, so they can't inflate it like they inflate everything else. At some point, there's not going to be any more Bitcoin to be mined. I think in like 2140, we're all going to be dead by that point, but there's not going to be any more Bitcoin to be mined. So if Bitcoin's still being used at that point, it's only going to continue going up as far as like its value and its use case. Now, I'll give you a use case for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's not useless. I've read stories that there are strippers in Las Vegas that are accepting Bitcoin as payment. And they got the QR code on their body, so you could just tip them using your phone or whatever and scan the QR code and you can tip the stripper. So yeah, as long as that's a use case, Bitcoin's always going to have value. Yeah. I try to keep this live stream family friendly, but hey, I had to prove him wrong that Bitcoin is not useless. It is still being used in the real world at gentlemen's clubs. Yes, you can use Bitcoin to tip your favorite girl. Okay. All right. Mario thinks that's funny. Nasir thinks that's crazy. LXRY says, what indicators am I using? I use a bunch of indicators. I usually try to not use all of them at the same time here. But I do get the VRVP indicator here off to the right. This is a very powerful, useful indicator here. I suggest you learn as much as you can about the VRVP indicator here. If you go on to TikTok, since I know you're on TikTok right now, but if you go into my TikTok page, don't forget to follow me if you haven't done so already. So just put that out there real quick here. Don't forget to follow Meet Damien here on TikTok. But man, where are my videos here? Why are they not loading up? Click the refresh button one more time here. But the VRVP indicator is a indicator that I did a video on. It's pinned to the top of my channel. Literally says VRVP indicator here. It has 2,590 views here. If you click on that, you'll learn how to set up the VRVP indicator here.
Welcome, guys. I am Dame,
and you'll also learn how I trade using the VRVP indicator.
It's going to tell you. So you got a node here.
So that is an indicator that I think is pretty powerful to use. Other indicators that I use on my chart are the you see me use moving averages here, and then I also use the RSI. RSI is very important to help me spot bullish and bearish divergences. That's why I always keep it around. I use the MACD indicator here to spot like momentum and trends, see if we're going to get a reversal in trend or if we're going to continue doing a trend here. Okay. And then I also use the DeluxeAlgo money flow indicator here to figure out, is money actually going into the asset or is it leaving? And obviously on different time frames, money could be coming in during the daily time frame, but it might be leaving out of the asset during the hourly or 15-minute time frame. So it's good to see if there's a change going on in direction using the money flow indicator here. Okay, so this is another indicator that I think is pretty powerful to use. Now this indicator, similar to Market Cipher B. Okay, you probably use Market Cipher B, but you have to pay for Market Cipher B. And then that money flow indicator that I just showed you, you also have to pay to use that one. But if you want to use that one, okay, I do have a link for you to start using that. If you go on to the TikTok here, you click on Linktree in my bio here, it'll take you to the Meet Damien Linktree, and then the DeluxeAlgo indicators are right here. If you click on that, it's going to take you over to the DeluxeAlgo page with my referral link. And right now the DeluxeAlgo indicators, they're on sale. If you use my link, I'm not sure how long this sale will stay like this, but you can save 75%. They normally charge almost $200. You can get it for like $49.99. Okay, and you'll get the three powerful indicators that we use for DeluxeAlgo. Okay, and the indicators here, I have some of them turned off right now, right? But let me just show you the indicators that you can use here, since you've been asking about indicators. If I go into my favorite indicators here, there's the DeluxeAlgo trade, the DeluxeAlgo trade money flow and divergence indicator, and then the Deluxe trap indicator. Okay. And on the bottom, I just showed you the DeluxeAlgo money flow divergence indicator here. This indicator I got turned off. This kind of tells me where the long and short. So this is pretty powerful for some of the new guys out there. They're looking for like a signals indicator. The DeluxeAlgo indicator shows you like when to go long. In this case, they're trying to tell you the long curve on February 14th. So far, that hasn't really played out yet, but it's not telling you to short it though. So the last short signal, I believe, was like back here. It was telling you to short back on August of 2025. Wow. Okay. But usually I like using that DeluxeAlgo indicator here on the 1 hour time frame for the signals indicator, and it tells me when to long, when to short. If I was a dummy and I couldn't figure it out for myself, this kind of helps you figure it out. Or maybe I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure if I should long. But then you see the long signal fire off. You're like, okay, maybe I should long. Okay. But with this, you can see that, you got a long signal, then you get a short signal, but then you got another long signal that cancels out that short signal. So you should be long in curve right now on the 1 hour time frame if you're doing a 1 hour time frame. The other thing with the DeluxeAlgo indicator, it also spots out your bearish divergence here. So there is some bearish divergence showing up here with this red magenta spider line here. Okay. So maybe we might be pushing our luck here trying to long curve. I'm not sure if I like the fact that you got the bearish divergence not show up, but the thing about bearish divergence is that you can continue getting bearish divergence. You can continue making higher highs on the price while making lower highs on the RSI indicator here. And the RSI indicators, there you go, that's your RSI indicator there. We kind of are making lower highs here on the RSI. So there you go. Might want to take a look at the DeluxeAlgo indicators, see if that actually works for you. And you can come on to my stream here and try to learn as much as you can about the indicators and how to use them. Or you could just come onto my stream if you don't want to pay for the DeluxeAlgo indicators. You could just look at the DeluxeAlgo indicators that I have here and just keep continuing watching my streams. You get it for free by watching me chart it using the indicators here. All right, we got the Matty Ghost in the chat. Matty Ghost, what are you saying? Talking about Coinbase, long Bitcoin after the huge dump. RAVE, River Power, okay. Alright, okay. Tariq asking about what's the name of the indicator again. So the indicators that I'm using, DeluxeAlgo indicators here, okay? If you go on to the Meet Damien link tree, right? The link is in the bio, link tree, click on that. DeluxeAlgo's right, one of the links here in the link tree, on the Meet Damien link tree. And then it'll take you over here and you'll get the referral code and you'll save 75% off on the actual price. This is only a one-time fee. You do not have to pay this like every month. You pay it $49, you get access to the indicators here, and it will show up on your trading view chart here. You would have to go over to indicators here. You go over to your invite only, and these are the invite only indicators here. The DeluxeAlgo trade, money flow divergence, Deluxe trap radar indicator here. You get those three indicators. All right. Maddie, is that a request for River? You said there will always be River and Power Coins. If you understand TA, their trades, that's it. Yep, yep. And we talk about these degen coins here on the Meet Damien Discord. If you go over to TikTok here, click on that link tree, you can join the Meet Damien Discord. Free to join, not going to cost you anything. And then you can interact with me and say hi to me when I'm not live streaming. And on the Meet Damien Discord, right, we do talk about all kinds of things, including the news. And then I show you, I make announcements when I go live. This was the live stream for YouTube here. But we do have a degen channel here where we try to talk about, like, you know, the cryptocurrencies that might actually make you some sick gains here, okay? Like RSR, looks like Cameron got into RSR with a 50x short, went up 174% on his short. We talk about River here. Tony Starks got into a River, and he did an 8x. Was that a long or no? It was 8x short, and he was up 103% on that short. And then Cameron once again doing a 50x long here on Swarm, up 557%. So we got some traders here that know what they're doing on the Meet Damien Discord. You can rub elbows, you can talk to these guys, ask them like what's their next trade that they're trying to get into. Maybe you can copy their trades, figure out what their entry price is and what their take profits are going to be. You can also ask me too on the Meet Damien Discord and what trade I'm getting into. Earlier this morning I was in RAVE for a long. I made a little bit of profit on that. Let's see, I did 61% on the RAVE long here on a 5x long. So yeah, I didn't do too much crazy leverage. I wouldn't do more than 5 or 10x leverage on RAVE. That thing is way too crazy to do more than 10x leverage, but I know some people that do. This is just a matter of, like, are you able to stay in the trade if you're going to use that much leverage? Because it could knock you out and then still go in the direction that you thought it was going to go. And that's happened to me already with RAVE. That's why I don't do more than like 10x leverage on it. Maddie says, remember I introduced you to River around 13 before it hit 84 bucks? Wait, did River actually hit 84 bucks or was it 84 cents? I can't remember what it was. I think I got River in my watch list here. What is River trading at right now? Oh damn, man, it's at $7 right now. Well, let's see. Oh wow, it did get up there, yeah. I have trouble remembering what coins what, because I remember River and then Pippin were like also like the crazy coins to be in back in January and February. But like River was like in the $90 area, and I think Pippin, yeah, Pippin is not that high. Pippin was like, it got as high as like 90 cents, yeah. So River was at 90 bucks, and then Pippin was at 90 cents, and now Pippin's at 2.5 cents. And River is at $7. But you can play those coins in the DGen channel on the Meet Damien Discord, where we talk about these crazy coins, and you can make money going up by longing, and then you can make money going down by shorting. You try to look for these trades and see which ones are gonna give us some good, decent gains here. Like for example, like Pippin. Like Pippin was kind of creating this bear flag here. Had you been able to identify this bear flag, you would have noticed that this thing would have dropped down, and it did drop down, hitting the 200 moving average, but then not even getting support. It just sliced right through that 200 moving average. So, yeah, Pippin. I was trading Pippin. I was making money on Pippin last couple of weeks here. But I think Pippin is done for now. We should be looking for longs on Pippin if it's gonna, like, ever have life breathe back into it again. What is Pippin doing? Could we, Pippin's trading at the same price you could have got it back in November of last year. Talk about a round trip here, huh? I don't see any bullish divergence showing up. My DeluxeAlgo indicator is not showing any bullish divergence yet. Let me see if there is something here on the RSI. No. I mean, yeah, you kind of are. I'm not sure why the DeluxeAlgo indicator hasn't spotted it yet. But I can see that we are making higher lows here on the RSI for Pippin on the daily time frame here. So you got that going here with the higher lows here, and you're obviously making lower lows here on price, so there is some bullish divergence here starting to show up here, but maybe it's just not strong enough, right? Maybe the bullish divergence is not strong enough for the DeluxeAlgo indicator to pick up on it, so maybe it's not worth mentioning yet. Maybe Pippin is probably going to go down to low prices and create some more bullish divergence, and then the DeluxeAlgo indicator should pick that up. Let's see if it's picking it up on the 4-hour time frame now. Let's see if it is. Yeah, it is picking up. All right, so there you go. So my DeluxeAlgo indicator here is showing green lines here. That is your bullish divergence there. I didn't have to draw it because the DeluxeAlgo indicator will draw you the lines here, showing you the bullish divergence. It is showing up on the 4-hour time frame here for Pippin. It hasn't really showed up here on the daily time frame yet, but on the 4-hour time frame, you're getting your bullish divergence showing. Right? And we already took a look at that by drawing it out here on the RSI indicator here. You can see that there's low, higher low, possibly more higher lows here. This is the beginning of trying to bottom out here for Pippin. So maybe Pippin will actually get a break later on. I'm not sure when, but maybe Pippin, the bleeding is about to come to a stop here for Pippin. What says next stop for Pippin is 0.018 pennies. How did you get that target? Just out of curiosity. I'm going to turn on the VRVP indicator, see if it says something like that. The VRVP indicator is this indicator off to the right. I got a point of control here at 0.0188. All right. What were you using the VRVP indicator here? Because that is showing up here in the chart. The point of control is at that line. So let me draw that out here. Maybe that's where Pippin actually stops the bleeding at 0.018 pennies here. It's an idea. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just an idea. But that's where the point of control is hanging out at. And you can see just looking at previous price action, right? You did have some sideways trading action at 0.018 pennies. Back here in July, August, and September of last year. That's where the majority of people were buying and selling Pittman. Was at 0.018 pennies about a year ago. 6 months ago, maybe. Oh, what did it differently? He did a trend-based fib extension, and his fibs are telling him that 0.0188 pennies is what we should be looking at. Well, I didn't do the trend-based fib extension, but my point of control is saying that that's where we should be looking for. So yeah, that's nice to know that, you know, doing it through Fibonacci, and then also doing it with the VRVP. We have an agreement that 0.018 pennies is what we should be looking for Pippin here. Tariq says he lost his ass on Pippin. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It is a tough coin to trade, tough coin to be in. If you're a long-term investor, this is not the coin to be investing in right now. Oh well, not the coin to be investing in over the last couple of months. Maybe it might start to be worth something here at such a low price here. But we already said that this could still come down to 0.018 pennies. You could create more bullish divergence on your way down to 0.18 pennies, and I think this is where we should try to take a chance on Pippin. But if you're too anxious and you want to take a chance on Pippin right now, I mean, sure, you can do that. Just keep if you think this is the bottom, then put your money, put the money where the mouth is at, and put your stop loss right below this candlewick low at 0.024 pennies. And if you're right about this being the bottom, then you won't get stopped out. But we don't know. This could the downtrend down to 0.018 pennies. I think this is an area where you could try to take a chance on Pittman. Rich says shouldn't have closed the ETH long. Did Ethereum start going back up again? It's at 23.52. I could always get back into it. I got stopped out at 23.45. Should I get back in it again? Let's look at Ethereum on the smaller time frames here. See if I should into it or wait. On the 1 hour time frame, we're making lower lows here, Rich. I don't know. And also making lower highs here. Got a bounce off the 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. That green line right there. Of course, just to knock me out of my trade, right? So my stop loss is my stop loss is the candlewick low here. That hurts a little bit. Okay, but I mean, I don't like the fact that we're making lower lows here with the candlewicks either. So I don't like that. What is the MACD showing here? Buying pressure is dying down here, Rich. On the 1 hour time frame, are you kidding me? This is not good. If buying pressure was increased, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe something different is gonna happen here for Ethereum. But buying pressure is dying down. Now, buying pressure could start increasing going into next hour and later on tonight. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but that it could give us a little fake out where you think the buying pressure is gonna die down and turn red on you, but it could start turning green again. Get like a Uno reverse to the upside here. So that's why we don't just rely on one indicator here, but the trend is down, so I would expect to go down here for Ethereum in the next few hours. And I gotta look at more than just one indicator. It can't just be the MACD indicator here. But here on the DeluxeAlgo money flow indicator here, you get a red cell dot that came in earlier this afternoon at 3 p.m. my time. That's about 4 hours ago. And that probably should have been my signal to get out of Ethereum. but I just wanted to. You never know. You can get a red sell dot, and then like an hour or two later, you get a green buy. It just continues going up to higher prices. So, but this red sell dot was an idea. Like if you were anxious or contemplating getting out of Ethereum, that red sell dot could have gave you the confirmation to be like, hey buddy, yeah, if you want to take profit, it might be a good time to take profit right now. And sure enough, Ethereum has been going to lower prices over the last few hours. Money flow is still in the green, but now I can see money flow is starting to curve down a little bit, so I don't like that either. I don't like what I'm seeing on the 1 hour time frame for Ethereum as of now. Maybe smaller time frame, something different here on the 15-minute time frame for Ethereum. You got some moving averages that are trying to provide support here, preventing you from going down to lower prices here. At 200 moving average, you know, on the 15-minute time frame is at 23.48. Let's try to stay above that. Maybe we can try to be bullish here. 21 EMA is right above you at 23.59 on the 15-minute time frame. That's going to probably knock us back down again because it's been knocking us back down over the last couple hours now. Let's look at the momentum again. Look at the MACD. MACD is showing selling pressure has been here since earlier this afternoon. And selling pressure was trying to die down. I think I saw this earlier and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, Ethereum is probably going to try to make a run to higher prices, but then selling pressure started increasing again here on the 15-minute time frame. So this has been the killer right here. Selling pressure just was, we got a fake out. We thought selling pressure was going to die down and get a MACD crossover to the upside, but we got more selling pressure. And the selling pressure still looks like it's solid. Like selling pressure is not dying down right now, Rich, on Ethereum. So I think I'm gonna pass, Rich. I think I'm gonna pass on, you know, shouldn't have closed on Ethereum long. I think, you know, you try to tell me to move my stop loss last night down the lower prices on RAVE, and I stopped out at 1743. Had I done that, you know, I would have got stopped out at a lower price because it kept on going down. I mean, it went up a little bit, gave like a little bit of hope to some people, and then it went down and killed the rest of the longs. So I don't know, Rich. I feel like I don't know if you got my best interests at heart here, or maybe you do. You just got you know, going about it in in the wrong way, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you just don't know better. I don't know. But here on the 50-minute time frame, money flow for the DeluxeAlgo indicator here, you got a red sell dot here that came about an hour ago, and yeah, money flow is still in the green on the 15-minute time frame. But if I ever look ever so closely here, I can see money flow starting to curve down. It's not curving up, and the momentum. Look at this momentum. The gray stuff is taking you down to lower levels here, which is going to take the price down to lower levels. So I'm just going to pass on Ethereum long. I'm happy I got stopped out. I think I might actually be able to buy Ethereum again later on tonight or tomorrow morning at lower prices from what I'm seeing on the charts right now, especially on the smaller time frames. I think I could buy Ethereum at a lower price than where we are right now if I want to get back into it again. Riz said, you made me miss RAVE, take the wick. Meet Damien. Yeah, RAVE, we actually did hit the wick. We had to wait a few more hours. You were talking about that earlier this morning on the Discord, and we actually did hit it, but it happened later on tonight. So we had maybe 8 or 10 more hours before we hit that wick. DZ says he hates Ethereum. He hopes it goes to 0. I don't know if Ethereum's going to go to 0, DZ, because I think the ladies at the Gentlemen's Club, they also accept Ethereum as well as Bitcoin, and you can just tip them using the QR code on their chests. Yeah. So I think Ethereum and Bitcoin will still have value and still have a use case at the Gentlemen's Club. What says RAVE is pumping up a bit. Okay, maybe we can take a look at RAVE again. Sure, we just talked about it just now. Nasir says you made $20 and less than 4 minutes long in RAVE. That's awesome. And thank you to whoever just followed me. I do not know how to say your name because it's in some language in Asia. Yeah, it might be Mandarin. I don't know. But Nasira says ETH re-entry should be at $2,300. That's an idea. Let's just zoom back out here to the 4-hour time frame on Ethereum. There is a 786 at 23.30. That's where I got in on my Ethereum long. Okay. And yeah, let's see. You said 2,300. 2,300 puts you like right above the golden pocket here. But look at this on the 4-hour time frame. You got the 21 EMA at $2,300. So maybe that's what you're talking about here for 2,300. I think I would stick to the Fibonacci. I think, you know, I mean, 23.31 is an idea here, but if we lose that, 22.60, 22.70 is where I would try to buy Ethereum at a cheaper price than what Rich is trying to tell me to get in at right now. All right, moving on from Ethereum, we'll take a look at RAVE. We'll look at RAVE again one more time, why not? RAVE is currently trading at $11.60. What are we doing here, RAVE? Looks like RAVE came down as low as $10.53. Oh, we got somebody coming in to this room. I think they're coming in to get their laundry right now. So you might hear someone come into the room right now. Let's see. RAVE. We came down to $10.53. Was that a Fibonacci level? Not really. But it looks like here on the 4-hour time frame, it's kind of like right where that 21 EMA is sitting at. So maybe we're getting bounced off of the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Let me look at the 1-hour time frame for RAVE. Okay. I don't really see any moving averages on the 1-hour time frame that are going to provide support or resistance besides the 21 EMA at 12:30. Looks like we hit that just now in this hour, and we're getting rejected off of that 21 EMA, and we could come down, make a lower low, and maybe get support off of this blue line here. This is the 100 moving average on the 1-hour time frame, sitting at 936. I think that makes a lot more sense because 936 is also a 0.5 retracement. So I would be trying to long RAVE at 936, but since we're already above it, maybe you could try to short RAVE. Put your stop loss at like $12 or $12.50. I think we talked about this earlier in the live stream. I said that I'm interested in shorting RAVE if we get up to like 12 bucks. And earlier this hour, while I was talking to you guys about these other coins here, we actually did get up to 12.40. Yeah, that would have been my short opportunity that I missed here because I was live streaming and I wasn't looking at the charts for RAVE. Oh well. Let me get the music back up and running again here. Kind of lost our music. Sir Naptime says that we could probably get another chance to short RAVE if it goes back to $16. I think 16 was a no, it's not a Fibonacci target anymore, but it was like a high here back in on Tuesday night. Yeah, we got up to like 1593. I'm not sure if RAVE is actually going to get back up to 16 bucks here. Because if it does that, it has to get past the 786 retracement at 1450. DZ, what are you saying over here? Hype is 10 on CME. And Morpho, is that a request for Morpho? Matty goes, did you make a request for Morpho? Rich, I already drew the fib. What are you talking about? I drew the fib from like, we got as high as 1848, right? Or 1849. And we came down. I mean, we started at 23 cents. So like I did the fib from 23 cents all the way up to 18.46 here, or 49, somewhere in that area. These are the numbers I believe we should be looking for the Fibonacci numbers. You said Vitalik trying to rebrand Ethereum to Ethereum AI. Oh my God, are you serious? And Matty Ghost is serious about requesting Morpho. Okay, so we'll have to look at Morpho for Matty Ghost. Guys, I already went to the gym earlier this afternoon, so I could do a long live stream if you guys want to. We could go for another hour if you guys. I think I got the energy to do another hour. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to do another hour on the live stream here. Put a 0 if you just want me to call it quits in the next 15 minutes here. Down Under, thank you for smashing that like button. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tariq. Down Under is spamming the like button on TikTok right now. Yeah, so I think, you know, for RAVE, I mean, if it climbs back up to $12, I would try to take a short at $12. You can see it's already kind of playing out where we got rejected off the 21 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. And, you know, this was a fib level to be looking out for as well. I think the next level for us to try to defend is $9.34. That should be where you would take profit on your short. And that should be where we would try to enter a long on RAVE, just to see if we can do like a scalp, and we can long RAVE and try to get, you know, back up to the 618 golden pocket. Matter of fact, I might actually just put that in, put a long on RAVE at 930, 935 maybe. Maybe I'll put an order in for $12 and put the stop loss at $12.50. I'll put a short for that, and then I'll put a long at 934, and we'll see if I get filled for both orders or not. Let's go over here to MEXC and try to show you what it's like to day trade on MEXC here. We're looking for RAVE, not Ethereum. Ethereum is for losers. No, I'm not kidding. Ethereum is for guys like Rich over here who like to see me get, you know, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it. But let's see. We got RAVE. Currently trading at $11.30. Rich likes to give me a hard time, and I feel like sometimes he likes to see me lose money. So I don't normally listen to whatever Rich has to say, if you guys haven't noticed that yet. I do like to listen to what he has to say and argue with him and try to prove him wrong. That's the only time I listen to Rich over here. It's just to prove him wrong. All right, so let's try to do a limit order buy at $9.35 is where I'm going to try to long RAVE. And let's see, with a 5x leverage long here. Why is my computer acting so damn slow? All right, where's my margin? My margin is 75 bucks. I like to put like $100 of margin in there. All right, why is this thing acting so damn slow? All right, about $112 margin, that's fine. Okay, so take profit, stop loss. I don't like losing more than $20 on my trades here, so whatever the stop loss might be for that, let's see. Maybe $8.80. I'll lose 33 bucks on the long. So let's try $9 then. I'll lose 21 bucks. That's acceptable for me. And then I'll see if we can take profit at 12 bucks. Just an idea, doesn't mean I'm gonna actually stick to it, but if I long RAVE at 935 with 5x leverage, using about $100 of margin here, $112 of margin. I could make $159 if we go back up to 12 bucks, or I could lose $21 if we drop down to $9. I think that's a worthwhile trade to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to enter it. If my computer is gonna actually let me do it, what the hell? Okay, is my live stream lagging, guys? Let me know. So I just put a long in there for RAVE, and I don't know if it even if it went through or not. No, I don't. Yeah, okay, there it is. There's an open order here. Okay, open order, please. Wow, this thing is lagging and slow. So it's just MEXC's being slow. It's not my live stream is fine. Is that what's going on here? Okay, so it's just MEXC's being slow. But we got the long order there. I was gonna try to do a short, but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to take forever just trying to enter this order in. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna try to short at $12 here. Once again, using about $100 of margin if this thing's gonna actually let me do it. Okay, and that's about $96. That's fine. And then take profit. We're gonna try to take that to like $9 for the short. And we'll try to do stop loss at $12.50, and you'll lose $20 on the short. So we'll see what happens. Either we're going to climb up to 12 bucks, and then I can short at 12 bucks and put a stop loss at $12.50, or maybe we drop down to $9.30, and then I can try to long at that area and try to do a long on RAVE. So did that actually go through? I got 2 orders now. All right, I got a long and a short ready to go on RAVE. See that? There you go. Let me get back to the charts here. I don't know why MEXC was lagging like ass over there, but it was. Thank you, Kay, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Down under dollar says bit your next also lags too. Okay. Rich is long in Bitcoin right now. Your stop loss is at entry. That's awesome. Glad to hear that you're in profit there, bro. Let's see. Rich thinks I should just click a refresh on MEXC. Probably. I might have to do that next time I go in there. We had a request here for Matty Ghost. I'm sorry, Matty Ghost. We wanted to take a look at Morpho. And then I just decided to get into a trade on RAVE. All right, Morpho on Coinbase here. Let's see what Morpho's doing here. Looks like pretty decent on the 1 hour. Let's go with the daily time frame. All right. Okay. I don't think I ever looked at this. I don't have any previous chart work on here. But looking at the DeluxeAlgo indicator here, with the signals indicator, you're getting a signal to long Morpho. That came in on Monday here. And yeah, sure, it looks like you're now starting to go up and to the right now. That's good to see. You're above the moving averages. You're above the 50, the 21, the 100, and the 200. So you're good. You're bullish. You're bullish. You can't even say that about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not even above all its moving averages. It's trying to climb back up above, but Morpho looks fine. Let's see. Morpho had its worst days back here in April last year after Trump did the tariffs. And then they did, the pause on tariffs, and then that also sent this thing up to higher prices. Looks like it topped out here in August of last year at 285. That's cool. I'm going to now turn on the VRVP indicator here to try to figure out what targets to look for using real world data coming from the volume from all the buyers and sellers out there. Looks like you got a point of control, highest volume node sitting at $2. So mark that on your chart. $2 is going to be not only a psychological target, but it's also a point of control here on the VRVP indicator. That's where I would expect this thing to get knocked down. So you're only like 12 cents away from like having to take profit on this asset to be on the safe side here. All right, let's see. Maddie, are you still in the chat here? We're looking at Morpho right now. And then downside, we have a value area low sitting at $1.47. That's like right where this blue line, this 100-day moving average is sitting at. So I think that's your target to the downside if you're trying to short Morpho. I'm not sure what you try to do here, but I would look for a short at that point of control. Don't go too crazy. If you get knocked out of the short, whatever, probably means it wants to continue going up to the value area high, sitting at $2.20 here. But if you take the short at $2 and you're able to stay in the trade, I think you could try to take the short down to the value area low, sitting at $1.47 here. But that would be your probably your final take profit target. You could probably target the moving averages down, like the 50-day moving average at $1.74 and the 21 EMA at $1.63. That could be your partial take profit here. I would be taking partial take profits where the moving averages are at. TP1 could be like $1.74, TP2 could be like $1.63, and then TP3 could be your value area low sitting at $1.47, somewhere in that area. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for if I'm going to short Morpho. And as far as like longing it, I mean, I think longs are already making money right now, and your POC at $2 should be where you take some more profit. And if you're able to continue pushing past that, then the value area high at 220 is going to be your next target. And that's how I would play it. Matty Ghost says he closed his CYS long for a nice quick 153% profit. Congratulations, Matty Ghost. Good to see, good to see. So we got a few people dropping off here on YouTube. Is everybody leaving my stream to go check out Road Dogg's live stream? I think this is like his time slot now. Has Road Dogg even gone live yet? I don't even know. Let me know. Let me check. Is Road Dogg live right now? Like my subscriptions. Looks like Trade Intuition just got done with his live stream. Yeah, Road Dogg's live right now. That's probably where some of my guys jumped off. And then, oh, we also got Wave Cypher is live right now, and Crypto Squid. So almost everybody's live streaming here, including myself. I'll still go live for another hour if you guys want to continue looking at the charts here. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles. Let's see what actually did pretty well today. Well, RAVE didn't do so well. RAVE is now the biggest loser, down 42% today. Siren was the winner today after it was being one of the biggest losers yesterday. CAZ, we already talked about CAZ earlier in the live stream, in the beginning of the live stream. That one is up 14.8%. And then Morpho looks like it's showing up over here, up 7.7%. The other biggest loser besides RAVE has been JST. Just down 17%. Oh, you're going back and forth, Rich, between the live streams? Okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. What is Road Dogg talking about right now? See, Road Dogg, I like listening to Road Dogg. He has great thumbnails. He has great entertainment in the background, great music and all that. my biggest gripe with Road Dogg is he takes forever to get to requests and look at the chat. I know he's getting a little bit better because people have been mentioning to him, but sometimes he just ends up rambling and he doesn't get to the requests. But it's all good. It's all good. And if you miss a request, he'll try to get to it, but it's like, Road Dogg, like I made that request like 30 minutes ago. What the hell? Rich, you have over 100 tabs open. Wow, okay. So then, isn't that kind of like a little bit annoying if you got me talking and music going on, and then you got Road Dogg's music and him talking as well? We're kind of like talking over each other, I guess. Rich says he can listen to 2 at a time. Okay. All right, Nasir, what is Nasir saying? Nasir thinks it will go back to $2 soon. And Nasir said, you went live once, but nobody was watching. You know, it takes time to build up a following. There was a time where I had nobody watching my live streams. I only had like maybe one person watching the live stream, and it might have been like my brother or something like that. But then once people get used to like knowing what time slot you have and you become reliable and consistent, then you'll have reliable, consistent followers knowing that you show up on that time slot and they'll show up. I think what hurt me over the last few weeks is I was really busy trying to get things ready for me coming to Costa Rica, and then I also had to repaint and furbish one of the units at one of my houses that I got, and I had to also putting a new carpet in and whatnot. And the previous tenant, he like abandoned all his stuff, and I had to like put it in a dumpster and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a bad tenant. Also, he was like 3 months behind on rent, and I almost had to like evict him, and then he decided to get out. But all that BS messed up my time slots, and then I ended up losing a few people because they just were like, well, when is he gonna go live? But like right now, I'm trying to be consistent with live streams at like 8 p.m. Eastern time to like 10 p.m. Eastern time. And I was gonna try to be a little bit ambitious by doing like 2 live streams a day. And I kind of did that like 2 weeks ago, where I was live streaming in the mornings, doing like my morning hike, my morning runs up the mountain here in Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica. But the problem is the mountains kind of mess up the signal, so I was doing like TikTok and I kept losing the signal and messing up the live stream. So I was like, you know what, this doesn't make sense. Like, if I'm gonna do something like this, I have to be like in the city. But like, I don't want to be live streaming with like my selfie stick in the middle of downtown San Jose or any of the suburbs, towns here, because like all it takes is like one person who just wants to like steal my phone, and then there goes my phone, and I can't do live streams on the phone anymore until I get a new phone. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just stick to doing nighttime live streams here at the Airbnb, where we go with the charts. I mean, that's usually what people usually come here for, is to look at the charts here with me on the live stream here. Rich is listening to me and Wave. Okay, Wave Cypher. I don't think he plays music in the background, so that might be a little bit easier to listen to, because you got me with the music, but you got Wave Cypher without the music. So there's another YouTuber here who's also live streaming, and that's Wave Cypher. Yeah, he's right over here. He's got 40 people watching him right now. That's cool. That's cool. And you know what, let me click the refresh button, because I'm pretty sure Road Dogg's got some more people watching him than 6. It says there's only 6 people watching him right now, but maybe it's because he just started his live stream. Oh no. Wait, where's Road Dogg? Oh, he's got 9 people watching. Yeah, it's slowly going up. And Wave Cypher just finished his live stream, so there you go. Okay. Lunar Beaches is also live streaming. He's got 13 people watching right now. And I actually, you know, Rich, you might want to add this channel to your lineup here. The enforcer, this is where I get a lot of my news about the war, what's going on in the Middle East, and also like what's going on in the Ukraine, what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. These guys are former military, and they have a pretty good analysis and pretty good head. They're also like, they're not biased one way or the other. Like they'll criticize Joe Biden just as much as they'll criticize Donald Trump. So I like the fact that you know, they're not favoring anybody, and they're willing to criticize whoever's in power if they're messing up. So, you know, I think you should try to add the enforcer in there. Okay, to he's got like 3,700 people. There's like two guys. They do a podcast, but it's like two guys analyzing what's going on in the Middle East right now. I listen to them. Oh, you seen them already? Yeah. Yeah, I think they're good guys to listen to. Let's see. Let's go back to Bitcoin, because Rich is in long on Bitcoin, and he says he's up 25%. And he moved the stop loss to break even. So let's see if Bitcoin's going to continue climbing up. Because if Bitcoin continues climbing up, that should also bring the prices of these cryptocurrencies to higher prices. Looking at the background, I see RAVE is at 11.45. Maybe I'll actually get filled on my short at $12. All right, but anyways, Bitcoin currently trading at $74,749. All these lines on the chart. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now. One of the most important lines that you're paying attention to here on the daily time frame is this 100 moving average. This 100 simple moving average is acting as resistance. Until it's no longer act as resistance, all we gotta do is get above 74,740, stay above that, and we can start building up some support and go up to higher prices here for Bitcoin. I think Rich might be targeting on his long on Bitcoin, might be targeting 76K, which is what we did here on Tuesday, which was what, yesterday? And that's also where we topped out at here on March 17th. So there's a potential double top argument that could be made here. If we don't get past 76K and we start going down to low prices, then the bears will take over and say, hey, we're done topping out here on Bitcoin. 76K double top. Let's go to lower prices now. So that's what I'm worried about here, which is why I think if Rich is going to be longing and day trading Bitcoin, he's probably going to take profit at 76K, because we just don't know if that's going to actually be regarded as resistance or not. I think it's going to be resistance until it's not, right? All right. Anyways, moving on to day trading time frame. Let's get into the 1 hour time frame here for Bitcoin. What we got going on here for Rich is the DeluxeAlgo indicator is firing off a long signal here, saying that we can long Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. Sure enough, you got those green candles showing up here, and you're kind of creating like the beginning of maybe a bull flag here on the 1 hour time frame, maybe. I think as long as you're staying above this 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame at 74,448, you'll be fine to like maybe go up to higher prices here. If not, then you know, if you lose this, that could be a problem. And then maybe you'll see a DeluxeAlgo short signal be fired off, saying that it's time to take profit on your longs and maybe enter a short on Bitcoin. Let's see what the MACD indicator is showing here. MACD indicator showing that buying pressure is dying down. Be careful there with your long, Rich, because you're not getting the momentum to push you up to higher prices right now. You're getting momentum kind of pushing you down to lower prices. And I think that's the same thing that we saw with Ethereum. You try to get me to get back into Ethereum. I was like, nope, I don't think Ethereum wants to go up to higher prices tonight. And it looks like Bitcoin is also having a problem going to higher prices. You got a red sell dot here 2 hours ago on the 1 hour time frame. Momentum's going down. Money flow is also going down. Money flow is in the green, but it's going down right now. So I think Bitcoin wants to go to lower prices here, Rich. Where could we get support? Probably like we've got sideways trading action going on at 74K. 73K could also be support here. That's where your 100 moving average is at. 50-minute time frame. Anything different? Give us some hope here. 50-minute time frame. On the 50-minute time frame. Oh, I just messed that up. Give that back to me. I want my MACD indicator. 50-minute time frame. Selling pressure is here. Oh, selling pressure is starting to die down a little bit right now. Okay, but you saw selling pressure die down about an hour ago, only for it to start increasing again. Could it die down and then start increasing one more time here? Play little games with us. Play with our little hearts. I don't know. But it doesn't look bullish to me, I'll tell you that. And then here on money flow for the DeluxeAlgo indicator here, you got a green buy dot that came in. Oh, there's your saving grace here. You can long Bitcoin now because you got that green buy dot here on the 15-minute time frame. If you want to just hold on to that one bit of hopium right there, you got that going for you on the 50-minute time frame. Momentum starting to curve up. Okay, and then money flow still in the green here. I want to see money flow start increasing now. So, Rich, you got to go buy some more Bitcoin so this thing can actually go up to higher prices here. You have what could possibly be on the 15-minute time frame. You could be possibly seeing higher prices. However, the 1 hour time frame is just disagreeing with you. Like the 1 hour time is like, nah, bro, we're going down. We're going down. You got the red sell dot here on the money flow, momentum going down. 1 hour time frame is like, nah, bro, we're going down. And 15-minute time frame is like, nah, we're actually going to go up. They're disagreeing with each other right now. Movie Edit says Bitcoin analysis. Diesel Island says, can I look at Zama? Is that a stock or a crypto? I don't think I ever heard of Zama before. Nasir says your take profit is 75,800 for I'm assuming a Bitcoin long. You got your entry for Bitcoin at 72,990. Okay, so you're definitely long in it if that's the case. Diesel Island Time says crypto. And then Tariq is asking about graph. Okay, so let me go write these things down here. We're gonna look at Zama. And then look at graph. Graph, I believe, is GRT, right? The ticker symbol. Just confirm that with me, please. All right. Let's move on from Bitcoin. We can always look at it again one more time, but we're gonna move on from Bitcoin and look at Zama. Zama on Coinbase. Let's get to the daily time frame. I don't think I ever looked at this. I don't have any previous chart analysis. This thing looks like it's brand new, or at least it started trading on Coinbase on February 2nd. Let me see if I can find if it's been trading on another exchange for longer than that. Maybe like Binance or MEXC. See Binance. Oh, on Binance it's been relatively new. So if this thing is new on Binance, and use Binance and MEXC, they get the cryptocurrencies first before Coinbase does. But this is showing that Binance actually got this in trading exchange in February. So this is relatively brand new coin. That makes sense. I never heard of this one. I've never done any chart work on it. Looks like you could make the argument for like possibly a cup and handle maybe. Oh, I just got filled on a short on RAVE. RAVE is at $12 right now. Just quickly go back to that real quick here. So I just got filled on my short on RAVE. RAVE has jumped up to $12 here. It's at $12.14. My stop loss is at $12.50. Right above the candlewick high here at $12.40. So we'll see if it's gonna work out for me or not here. I'm playing a Fibonacci level at 12 bucks here. I'm thinking that you might get rejected off the Fibonacci here for RAVE. I'm gonna click the refresh button and see if that fixes my. I got like lagging price action going on here on MEXC. All right, yeah, there we go. I feel like refreshing it has fixed that lag problem here. But yeah, I came in, I entered that short there, $12. Looks like we got as high as 12.17, and we'll have to go back and look at RAVE again since I'm now in a fresh short on RAVE. All right, back to Zama. So Zama looks like this could be, you know, someone could make an argument that this is going to end up being a cup and handle, maybe. I'm going to pull up the VRVP indicator real quick, see what we got for levels to look for here. Most of the price action, most of the buyers and sellers were buying this at the point of control at 0.021 pennies here. That blue line right there. That's going to be your support area. If you ever drop down to lower prices here, that should be support. You got at that area, and they're all in profit right now. So they can start clicking the sell button, and they'll, you know, if they bought at 2 cents, right now we're at 3 cents. They're in profit. They can. There might be some selling pressure here for Zama. If the selling pressure becomes too strong, we could probably drop down to this value area high, sitting at 0.026 pennies. That white line right there. I think that could be an area of support. You can still make a higher low off of there, bounce off, and continue going up to higher prices for Zama. But let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now. Let's do a Fibonacci here, see what we might get for levels to look for. I just took it down to 2 cents here. We got a 618 golden pocket as your normal retracement level here, and that's sitting at 3.5 pennies here. I think if we're gonna climb back up to higher prices, this could be where we have a battle between the bulls and the bears, and we might get rejected by the bears and go down to lower prices once we hit 3.5 cents. If we don't get rejected and the bulls are able to continue pushing this thing up to higher prices, the next level to look for is your 786. That's at 0.038 pennies there for Zama. And we'll just take it one level at a time. Ask me about this, you know, later on, you know, in the next live stream. I'll go live tomorrow at like 8 p.m. Eastern time to like 10 p.m. Eastern time. But ask me about this tomorrow, and we'll see if we actually hit that 786. And then if we hit the 786, maybe we can get back up to what we did here on, you know, yesterday, where we got to like 0.042 pennies here. And then after that, we can start talking about the 1272 at 0.049 pennies. That's levels that we're looking for to the upside for Zama. Rich says you would long RAVE. Rich, do you just like to counter trade and do the opposite of whatever I'm doing? Oh, looks like I got stopped out on my my RAVE. So yep, I guess you are right there, Rich. I lost $20 on that short that I tried to get into on RAVE. And let me just show you why I chose $12 and chose $12.50 as the stop loss here. Going over back to RAVE here, there is a Fibonacci here at 6.5 golden pocket at $12.08. Looks like RAVE is pushing past that, and maybe RAVE is actually going to try to go up to that 786 retracement at 14.56. We're currently at $12.90 here for RAVE. Rich, you can just tell me here. I'm literally live streaming right now. I can't be looking at the Discord all the time here. But you said that something about RAVE here on the Discord. Golden pocket retracement. Let's see. Your 786 is at $16.08. You measured it down to $10. That's what you okay. And your 618 is at $15.70. Okay. All right. Well, I drew my Fibonacci a little bit differently, but I think you're looking at almost the same levels as I am. I see $12 also level here. Okay. All right. Then you think we're gonna go back up to $15 here on RAVE? Maybe. Well, if we get like a nice little pullback, maybe I will try to long it. I was gonna try to long it at $9.35, but it looks like it's not doing that right now. Diesel Island time, you are welcome. All right, Tariq, we're gonna take a look at GRT graph, because you did put that in that request. I just wanted to look at RAVE real quick because there was some price action going on there right now, and I got knocked out of my short. Rich, are you actually long in RAVE right now yourself? DZ says most bullish coin for the night. RAVE looks like it's doing something right now. Let's see. We're gonna look at graph right now on the daily time frame. Rich, let me get back to you about the most bullish coin for the night. Right now we're looking at graph, and graph. Let's see, graph. Up 1.7%, but I think here on Tuesday we're actually up higher than that, 3%. Okay, so graph. What I'm seeing here with graph, I'm seeing bullish divergence from my DeluxeAlgo indicator, showing that on the chart right now. That's good to see. That's the beginning of trying to bottom out here. Maybe we might be bottoming out on graph. And if graph can get past this 50-day moving average sitting at 2.5 pennies here, I think the next target you're looking for is going to be that 100-day moving average sitting at 0.029 pennies. But let me throw the VRVP indicator, see what it has to say about levels to look for here. Value high sitting at 0.028 pennies, which is kind of like right where that 100-day moving average is at. I think that's going to be a tough nut for you to crack to get past. You can target the 100 moving average, or you can use the VRVP indicator here and know that 0.028 pennies probably going to be an area to try to sell your graph if you haven't done so already. Other level to look out to the upside is going to be the point of control, this blue line sitting at 0.026 pennies. That could be where you could take some more profit as well. Take profit target 1 at 0.026 pennies, and then take profit target 2. Going to be that white value area high line at 0.028 pennies. So those are your levels to try to take some profit here. I think that's like what, probably like 10% moves up in price. You just go from where you are right now to the point of control. That's not even 10%, that's like 5%. My math is totally not working tonight. But then if you go from, you know, where we are right now to, yeah, if you go to that value area high, you're going to be up 13%. So I don't think this is anything too crazy to write home the bomb about for a graph here. But these are realistic levels to look for using the VRVP indicator and also the moving averages. It's going to take time before you start seeing crazy price action on something like graph, because graph has just got beaten the crap out of over the last basically the last couple of years now. This thing has been going down and to the right for the most part. Yeah, something going on here in like May of 2025 and July of 2025 when Bitcoin was like making new all-time highs, but then since then it's been dismal and ugly. But because it's so ugly, it might actually be so ugly, it might actually be good. It's so bad, it's good right now because you're at very low prices here for graph, and you're getting bullish divergence. So worth taking a chance if you're a long-term investor. Put your stop loss below the low for the year, which was Friday, February 6th at 0.023 pennies. And if you don't get stopped out, then guess what? You pretty much caught the bottom. Rich says you posted the trade in Discord. All right, cool, Rich, cool. I mean, you saw me. I was playing two ideas. We could either short at $12 if RAVE was going to continue being bearish, and I was able to get filled, and I did. But it looks like we're kind of being bullish now on RAVE. Or You saw me try to put the long in case RAVE does go down to $9. And wow, look at this. RAVE is at $13.50 right now, so maybe it is going to hit your $15 target. How many X's to all-time high on GRT? Let's see. All-time high on GRT. What was it? November 2021, we got as high as $1.33. I think that's like a 60x, just doing the math off the top of my head. Let's measure from like 2.5 pennies here. Is that where we're at right now? 2.5? Yeah. Up to, what do we say, $1.33? Come on, right? Yeah, that's good enough. All right. You'll be up 5,700%. Which is a 50x. It's a 57, 56x. That's insane. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Just because we've been at $1.33 doesn't mean we're actually going to go back to $1.33. This is not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin does make new all-time highs as the years go by. Your coin here, GRT, might never get back to $1.33. There's a bunch of other cryptocurrencies out there that have never gone back up to their all-time highs. So, you know, GRT could be one of them. All right. So that GRT was like one of the last requests here. Let's see. Do we have any other requests besides GRT? I think I should just go back to live trading, see if I can just, you know, try to get into a long on RAVE if I can. And if we are going to go to $15, like Rich is planning on us going down to, I'm going to try to draw the Fibonacci like Rich did. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do Bitcoin. I want to do, yeah, RAVE. Oh. Look at RAVE on the monthly time frame, up 4,900%. That one did a 50x this month already. Let's see. Rich, I think Rich was on like the 1 hour time. What did Rich do? So my levels to look for with Fibonacci is like 786 at 1456. But Rich did his Fibonacci something like this, where he did the top here at 1849, I believe. He took it down to the lows here at $10 and something. $10 and something cents here. Let's see, $10.53 is where we're taking this Fibonacci down to. It looks like we got a 786 at 1681, and we got the 618 at 1546. I think that's what Rich said. Yeah, he's targeting his take profit at 1545. So Rich is doing this for Fibonacci, and he's targeting the 618 golden pocket here on RAVE at 1546. We came up to the 0.382 retracement at 1358. We went a little bit past that to like 1391. Okay. Let me see what the 15-minute time frame looks like now for RAVE. RAVE, you got above these moving averages that could act as resistance here at the 200 and the 100, sitting at like 1293 and 1299. You clearly got above those. I think if we can stay above these moving averages here, you might see a bull flag get formed here. But if we stay above these moving averages here, you can make the case that this thing could be on its way up to 1450 or maybe 1540 for your next Fibonacci levels to be looking for here. So if I was to get into a long on RAVE and join on his crusade to higher prices on RAVE, I would try to wait for a shallow pullback, maybe down to these moving averages here at $12.99, basically $13 here. I would see if we could actually revisit this 0.236 at 1241. That's where I had my stop loss. I was trying to short at 12 bucks and then stop loss at like 1250. We went right through it. Here we go. We're doing a little bit of a drop here. Let's go into the 5-minute time frame. See the 5-minute candles here. I'm gonna drop down to the 200 moving average, sitting at 1196. Maddie Ghost, is that a request for swarms? And then DZ says, what about VVV? I don't know. You tell me what about VVV. Rave is taking the spotlight. Yes, it is. It is. Should I long at 12? I could get filled at 12 maybe. Or should I long at 13? Which is pretty much where we're at right now. Let's get back to the 1 hour time frame. I don't know. We'll go back to 15. 15's fine. I'm looking for a 3-to-1 ratio for my my longs. So let's just game plan this thing out real quick here. If we were to long at $13, stop loss below the moving averages on the 15-minute time frame. Maybe put the stop loss at like 1250. Is that enough room to breathe? Maybe. I don't know. Is it gonna just stop me out and then continue going up higher? I wouldn't be surprised if it did something like that. But let's see. We're gonna try to target 1540 like Rich here. Okay. Risk reward ratio is 5.2. That's a good risk reward ratio. That is actually worth taking along. Okay, even if I took it down, let's see. If I took it down to only 1450, if I wasn't as greedy as Rich is, and I was a little bit more modest, I think my risk reward ratio is still good here at 3.3. I'm just messing with you, Rich. But yeah, I could be risking 3.6% to try and get 12% here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Someone was trying to message me here. One of my Costa Rican ticas is, I think she's trying to meet up with me tonight. I might have to cut the live stream short now. Okay. I actually have to go to the bathroom. I've been live streaming for like 2.5 hours right now, guys. We are going to look at VVV for DZ, and we'll look at swarms. But guys, give me a quick 5-minute break here. You know, I'll leave the charts on for you. I'll leave the charts on so you can see what Rave is doing here on the 5-minute time frame. But I think, you know, getting in at 13 bucks and stop loss at 1250 makes sense. Let me know if we actually hit 13 bucks here while I'm going on my bathroom break here. But yeah, guys, bear with me for one moment here while I come back. Give me 2 minutes here. Okay? All right. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's see how many people I lost. Oh, Rave came down to $13 while I was on my bathroom break there, huh? $12.85, I missed out on it, huh? Damn. Damn. Alright, let's try to get into a long on Rave if I can. We'll do a market order real quick here. $13 is what I want to be at. Margin, about $100 of margin there. Oh man, this thing is already bouncing up already. 1305, 1306. Can I wait for it to go down to 13? Oh, that looks good for me. Here, take that. Boom. Alright, I got in at 1305 on a Rave long there. Maybe I can make my money back. I didn't even put the stop loss in. But the stop loss is going to be 1250 is what we were game planning, right? 1250. Come on. Hey, 1225. I'll lose about 21 bucks if Rich is wrong about long and Rave here. I'm only kidding, Rich. And then I'm not as greedy as Rich, so I was gonna try to do 1450 for the take profit. I'll be up 55%. I'll make $57 here. But if I was greedy like Rich, let's see. If I put it in 1540, I'll be up $93 and up 89%. For now, I'll just leave it at 1450. I actually want to see if I get hit. That's more likely to hit than 1540. Alright, so I got my take profit at 1450, stop loss at 1250. Alrighty. Alright, moving on from Rave. We're gonna now take a look at Swarms and then BBB. Rich, I don't read the chat. Yes, because I'm on the live stream. What do you want me? You want me to look at the Discord again? Is that, what are we doing here on Discord here? Okay. Rich, you closed out at 1340 on your Rave long. Did we actually hit 1340? What? Why did you close out? I thought you were waiting for like 15 bucks. And you closed it out 1364. Rich, are you trying to set me up here, huh? You over here saying, Damien, long Rave. I would long Rave if I was you, and then over here, you take profit. So you just wanted me to be your exit liquidity, huh? Is that what you're doing here? Okay, I got you, Rich. I see what you're trying to do here. The one time I listen to Rich, huh? Well, I do listen to Rich all the time, usually just to prove him wrong, but he actually proved me wrong today by telling me to long Rave at 12 bucks when I didn't, and sure enough, it jumped up. Tariq is asking about Filecoin. So we'll look at Filecoin, but we gotta look at Filecoin after we look at VV and Swarms here. Swarms is next. Swarms, let's go. Let's look at Swarms. On Binance, sure. Swarms is trading at 0.0139 pennies. Let's get into the daily time frame here for the bigger picture view. What are you doing, Swarms? Swarms on my DeluxeAlgo is already telling us it's time to short. That was Tuesday, yesterday was the time to short. It dropped 11% on Tuesday and then dropped another 1.6% today. And it looks like here on Thursday we're well on our way down to lower prices here for Thursday for Swarm. So what is going on here? What is going on? I'm going to do a Fibonacci, try to figure out what levels we should be looking for here. Don't mind the wind, it's very windy here in San Jose, Costa Rica. We're up in the mountains, so it's even more windy compared to the valley. And that's just the weather we've been getting the last couple of weeks here. Alright, so with Swarms, your 6 old pocket is at 0.014 pennies. You're actually below that right now. You're now hanging out near the 0.5 retracement at 0.0135 pennies. This should be normal pullback levels. So if Swarm is going to do, you know, a correction and then make a higher low, this would be where we would expect a higher low to be formed, either here or at the 618. We've already moved past the 618, so now we're expecting a higher low at 0.5 at the you know, 0.0135 penny level here. That's literally where we came down to. We came down to 0.0135 earlier tonight. Is that gonna hold? I don't know. But this is an idea for a higher low here. If not, maybe is this thing gonna take it further down? There's even more confluence on the daily time frame with the 0.382 at 0.0122 pennies here. Is also where that 200 moving average is at in the 21 EMA. Between like 0.0122 and 0.0125. This could be where the higher low gets formed for swarms. If not, then I mean it gets really nastier and brutal. It's like you're gonna basically do a round trip here if you're not able to make any higher lows between now and 0.0122 pennies. Matty Ghost says he closed his short earlier for his CYS long. Congratulations. Hopefully you made some good profits. Let's see. Rich says the trade is still fine. You're trying to eat dinner. What's for dinner tonight, Rich? Tell me what's for dinner. Hashim has made a request for Ethereum. We actually looked at Ethereum earlier tonight, and I was in Ethereum long until Ethereum stopped me out in profit. I think Ethereum, you should be trying to long at 23.30 is where I got in on my long on Ethereum. And then I think we're just trying to target like the highs from yesterday at like 24.15. But Ethereum could also push past that to like $2,500 is the next target to look for Ethereum on the upside. But you can let's see. Oh, you're on the TikTok stream, so you don't got the replay. Let's give you the targets there for the upside targets for Ethereum. But let's see. We're finishing up the analysis here on swarms, and we gotta look at VVV, and then we got after that. Let's see. Swarms. I already gave you downside targets, upside targets. Let's see if we can get back up to the 786 at 0.0166 pennies, and then maybe get back up to what we did here. We got up to like 0.0188 pennies. Those are your targets to the upside for a swarm. Let's move on from swarms. We're gonna now take a look at a VVV from my buddy DZ. Let's see, VVV currently trading at $8.52. Oh, we made a new high here, huh? Did we come up to the 1272? Almost at 1036. We got up to like 997, just 30-40 cents below it. But look what's going on here, DZ. You got some bearish divergence is starting to form here on VVV. I'm not sure if it's going to continue going up to higher prices because it's probably going to create bearish divergence if that's the case. Let's look at the RSI there since we're mentioning bearish divergence. Yeah, you are making lower highs here on the RSI as compared to the higher high you're making on the price. You're really pushing your luck to see this thing go to higher prices here. It would be nice for VVV to just not drop down, but if it goes sideways for a little bit, let the RSI indicator reset itself, and we could possibly make a run up to higher prices to hit that $10 level here, or even the $12.74 here on the 1618 for VVV. Well, let's see what is momentum doing here for VVV. Is VVV done going up? We're about to change direction and go down. Money flow is starting to go down. We got a red sell dot that came in today, April 15th. So that's no bueno for my Spanish-speaking followers out there. And then buying pressure is dropping down. Blue line's curving down. I think we might have seen the top of the rally for VVV there. Yeah, DZ, I think VV. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's cooked, but I think it might want to chill out for a little bit. You know, the best case scenario is that it just goes sideways. Well, I guess best case scenario is that it continues going up, but just not as crazy as it's been doing. But the next best case is for it to just go sideways. It doesn't have to drop like a rock. It can just go sideways and we can just build some support at like $8.50. But if it is going to drop down, then maybe we go down to the 78 retracement, which is confluent with the 21 EMA at 729 and $7 here. We shall see. We'll have to take a look at this. Yeah, I know you always ask for it every day, so we'll probably look at this again tomorrow night. DZ's like, you don't know what coin to trade. Well, I entered a long on RAVE right now. Maybe that's your bullish coin for the night, because now we're at 1390 for RAVE, and we hit 1428. Oh my God, we almost hit my freaking take profit target at 1450. I mean, DZ, I think you already knew what the answer was. You didn't want to hear it again. But RAVE is your bullish coin for tonight. Look what it's done on the 5-minute time frame. We jumped up from $10, and now here we are near $14. We're up like 40% in like less than 2 hours. I mean, how many times do we have to keep talking about RAVE? RAVE is your bullish coin for the night. You saw me try to short it at $12 and I got knocked out. But let's see, did I get my money back already? I lost $20 on the short, and right now I'm up $35 on the long. So I made my money back, thank God. Oh, that's nice to see. But I think it could go up to 1450. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to move my stop loss to break even, because I don't want to lose another $20, right? I was going to go down to 1250 maybe, but I don't want to take the chance. So let me just make sure I can get my trading fees back here. I think they do. Yeah, there are trading fees here. So maybe 13.2. I'll get $5 back if we drop down to $13.20 here. Okay. All right. Stop loss is now at break even, just enough for me to pay my trading fees. And I'm still targeting 1450. And man, we almost came close to it like 5 minutes ago. Wow. Ah, shut up, Rich, okay? And Rich is like, I told you so, I told you so. You should have read the chat. Should have longed that $12. Maybe I read it and I might not have agreed with you. So, you know, let me fail if I'm gonna fail. Let me succeed if I'm gonna succeed. Congratulations to you on making money on RAVE. I made money last night, you saw me do that. I made money this morning on RAVE, you saw me do that. And I called draw earlier by trying to short it at $12, so I actually had one losing trade on RAVE. You saw me do that, and now I'm in a winning trade all over again with RAVE, so there you go. Can't win them all. And we try to keep our losses small so our winners can continue increasing the P&L here. All right, we're gonna look at Filecoin next. We gotta look at Filecoin. That was a request here from my guy here, Tariq, on TikTok. Yes, Rich, you do you, boo. I will do me. I will do me. Okay. And I know you're a good trader, Rich. I know you're a good trader. You don't need to say I told you so or read the chat or anything like that. Sometimes, you know, you might see things differently. Even if I did read the chat, I might not have agreed with you, and I might have still stayed in the short. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. We're now looking at Filecoin. Filecoin currently trading at 93 cents on the daily time frame. We got 100-day moving average should be your next target at $1.03. Tariq, I don't know if you're still there, but we're looking at your Filecoin right now. Maybe one day we might get up to the 200-day moving average at $1.36. That's just an idea here. I'm not sure if we have to get. If we get up to that 200-day moving average, we'll, you know, we should be back into a bull market here for Filecoin. But for now, I think your near-term target should be your 100-day moving average at $1.03. And I want to turn on the VP indicator, see what levels to look for here. VP indicator showing data going all the way back to January, middle of January of this year. Value area high sitting at $1.09, which is not that far from the $1.03 on the 100-day moving average. So I think between $1.03 to $1.09, you should be clicking that sell button. Not financial advice. You can do whatever you want. You can even click the buy button if you want to do that instead. But I would, you know, if I was in this trade, I would be clicking the sell button at $1.09 or $1.03 here for Filecoin. Let's see. We are above the point of control here, sitting at 89 cents. That should be support since it's now below you. But if you lose that, then you'll probably come down to the value area low, sitting at 85 cents, which is right confluent with that 21 EMA. 21 EMA should cradle you, act as support, hold you like a baby, prevent you from dropping like a rock. But, you know, if it does drop the baby, then maybe you come down to 77 cents here all over again like you did on March 29th. But, yeah, let's see. We get rid of the VP indicator. You do have the DeluxeAlgo indicator saying that there's potential bullish divergence starting to show up here with lower lows on price. Did we make higher lows here on the RSI? Let's confirm that if we can. Yeah, you are making higher lows here on the RSI. So you are doing bullish divergence. That's the beginning of trying to stop the bleeding and trying to bottom out. So I like seeing that for Filecoin here to go up to higher prices at some point. Let's see. How's the TikTok stream doing? We got 6 new followers here on TikTok. Nice to see that. And Rich says he always has to give me shit. Yeah. I know that. Yeah, you always give me shit. But I do it. We go back and forth. So we're like each other's favorite. I don't know. I don't even know what the label will say. But we like to bust each other's chops here. Kutsika, hello to you. How are you doing? We're looking at the charts here. We're looking at cryptocurrencies. If you have a request for stocks, we do stocks as well. Commodities. We haven't even looked at oil and gold, but I think my last consensus on oil is that it's probably going to stay down until things heat up again in the Middle East. We're seeing that oil's at 91 bucks. I think it's going to hang out there for a little bit. Might even go lower than 90 bucks. And then gold, I think gold and oil, they were trying, yeah, gold is at 4,800 bucks. That's actually trying to do something here. I think gold, let's look at gold real quick here. There was a golden pocket here for gold. Huh, got it. Golden gold. 49.36 is the 618 golden pocket retracement for gold. That could be where we get a rejection after this little relief rally that we're getting here for gold. We also got the 50-day moving average at 48.96. I think 4,900 bucks just makes a lot of sense to like click the sell button. If you if you bought gold over the last couple of weeks here, I think that's probably where other traders are going to try to click the sell button, especially the bots, like the trading bots. They see the 50-day moving average and they click sell. And then other professional traders around the world, they see the 50-day moving average and they're like, hey, it seems like a good idea to try to take some profit at the 50-day moving average. So that's where I think gold is probably going to go up to, and they get rejected initially. And maybe it doesn't get rejected too hard, and we make a hard low, and we continue up past $2,900 for gold. DZ says, "Is meme coins moving?" I don't know, but right now we are at $14 for RAVE, and I'm targeting 1450. I feel like I should put an alert on that one. Or maybe DZ will, I mean not DZ, but the Rich will probably say something in the Discord like, Damien, look at RAVE. It hit your take profit. So, but if Rich is not going to be there for me, I'll have this alert on RAVE. I'm only making jokes. I think Rich will be there for me. But if Rich is asleep at the wheel, then I have this alert that's going to tell me when RAVE hits 1450, and then that lets me know that my take profit got hit on RAVE. And the reason why I'm targeting 1450 was because if we just look at the 1 hour time frame and we look at the Fibonacci here, that is your 0.5 retracement here. That's what I'm trying to target for my take profit on RAVE. Do we have any other requests? I think that's it for now. Kind of like just... No, we did have a guy ask about Ethereum. I don't know if he's still in the chat here. Hashim, are you still in the chat? Hashim, put a 1 in the chat if you're still here. Maybe we'll do Ethereum one more time for you. I gave you upside targets. I said Ethereum could hit 2,400 like it did yesterday, and then maybe $2,500 after that, but I didn't look at the downside targets. Let's just look at Ethereum real quick here. I don't even know if he's still in the chat. He might be like, this guy doesn't even listen to me. He doesn't want to look at my coin request. It's not the case. It's just that we looked at it earlier, and then I kind of give you a summary analysis on it. So Ethereum, already got a Fibonacci on this one. If you can't stay above 2331, then your golden pocket might be able to save you, and that's at 2260 and 2270. Those are your downside targets for Ethereum. And an upside target, we're just seeing if Ethereum can make it up to $2,400, and then you got the 1272 at 2522. And 2522 should be a significant resistance area that I think is going to be a problem for Ethereum, because everybody that bought Ethereum last year between May to like July of last year, they all bought it at $2,500, and if they're not long-term believers in Ethereum, or if they just want to de-risk a little bit, take some off the table at break even, they can do that at 2520, and there'll be a lot of resistance. You can join them at 2520 and try to sell it at 2520. So those are my targets for Ethereum. Upside target 24 and 25. Very easy. 24, 25. Downside 22. DZ, you said is meme coins moving? Is that like a statement or a question? Did you want me to look at a meme coin here? See, I got some of my meme coins on the watch list right here. The one that's doing the best right now looks like Pepe, up 4.3% in the last couple hours here, last hour. If Pepe is going to continue being bullish here on the daily time frame, it could get rejected off that 100 moving average at 411. And then if you can get past that, maybe the 200 moving average above you at 499. Meme coins might come back if the overall market is bullish at this point. I think people are starting to learn their lessons about meme coins, and not too many people are going to take a chance on meme coins. Like they'll take a chance on Solana or Ethereum or XRP or Bitcoin because they know that those high market cap cryptocurrencies hold on to their value a lot better than the meme coins do. But for those who want to take a risk and be a little bit degenerate here, meme coins are at some pretty interesting values here, especially like Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's been beaten down. Pepe was like the coin to be in 2024. It started trading here on Coinbase in 2024, but it was like trading on Coinbase. I mean, it was trading before that. I think on like Binance before Coinbase started getting involved with Pepe. But since then, it's just been down and to the right, down and to the right. But with Pepe, you are getting bullish divergence here. My DeluxeAlgo saying there's bullish divergence showing up here. Maybe the bleeding is coming to a stop, coming to an end here on Pepe. Uh-oh, I'm getting DZ all excited about the meme coins here. He's like, oh man, I might have to buy Dog and Me now. But even didn't even move past the past couple of years. Everything's moving right now. Yeah, probably because Bitcoin's probably going up to like 75, 76K, right? Yeah, Bitcoin's like almost at 75K right now. And I guess we could just finish off on Bitcoin here. Bitcoin was thinking about regarding this 100-day moving average as resistance, but now that we are above the 100 moving average, we could probably continue this price action to the upside where, you know, there shouldn't be that much resistance. If I just pull up the VRVP indicator here real quick here, I think there's not that much resistance. Yeah, the resistance starts to die off a little bit. There's something here like 78K, 79K. And then after that, the resistance drops off again. And then there's some more resistance at 83 and 84K. I think those are your targets to the upside, is 83. Bitcoin could move up another $10,000 here. DZ says Trump Coin has another announcement on the 25th. We might dump before that, maybe. Kutska says crypto bulls start soon. Or is that, and you got a question mark? I think the main reason why we're seeing bullishness in the market is because of the ceasefire in the Middle East. Oil prices are dropping down because of that. But if the ceasefire gets broken, if they start fighting again, I think this might be the best time to short crypto. Because like if they start fighting again, like when are they ever gonna stop fighting? Like we're moving up because we're thinking that we're gonna get a peace deal with Iran, that Iran is tired of fighting, Israel's tired of fighting, and we can all go back to a little bit of resemblance of peace in the Middle East here. And I think that's the reason why Bitcoin is climbing, and you might see 80K Bitcoin. But if they start shooting at each other again, if they start launching missiles and rockets, then I think that is going to send us back down to Bitcoin below 70K, going into the 60s, and then maybe even the 50s. And, you know, this could just be one big giant bear flag if that's the case, okay? But if this is not one big giant bear flag, and we start climbing up to higher prices here, I already told you there's not that much resistance after 75, 76K. There's a little bit of something at 79K, and then there's not much resistance until we get to like 84K. So we could possibly be creating a cup and handle maybe, where this is just one big giant cup. We may do a U-shaped recovery here. Okay, we probably could jump up just as high and just as fast as we did as we dropped down here in February. Okay, and maybe Bitcoin gets rejected off that 200 moving average at the 87K level. Okay, so So I don't know what's gonna happen. It all depends on, in my opinion, it all depends on what's going on in the Middle East. Right now, things are getting somewhat peaceful in the Middle East, and I think that's why cryptocurrencies are running right now, along with the stock market. And then I think the oil companies and whatnot, they're getting sold off right now, and oil's getting sold. But maybe the trade might be, if they start firing and shooting each other, maybe the trade might be long oil, short crypto, and short stocks again. But that's if they start shooting it. We just don't know. All right, I'm just trying to catch the chat. So that's my analysis there on Bitcoin, guys. 80K could be a possibility here if we have peace in the Middle East. We could drop down to 70K or lower if there is no peace and they start shooting again. And then levels to look for are already marked on the chart. 67K has been support and resistance for quite a couple of months now. And then 63K is another support area where we don't stay down there for longer than a day before we jump back up again to higher prices. So those are your targets, your downside if Bitcoin decides to roll over, get rejected, things get worse in the Middle East, or something else happens. Maybe, who knows, maybe China decides to attack somebody, or maybe Russia decides to attack somebody else besides Ukraine, and that could also send the markets down. So we just don't know, but these are the levels to look for. We are up against a potential resistance area for Bitcoin, but if we get past that, 80K is coming. DZ, let me look at get a little bit comfortable here. DZ says, how's the weather in Costa Rica? Well, right now in Costa Rica, I don't know if you can see this, but it is windy. You probably hear it. You hear the wind in the background. Very windy right now. But like, everything's like 75 degrees. It's not even too hot. It's like, it doesn't get warmer than 80 degrees right now. So that's cool. And you get a little bit of breeze every now and then. So it's actually, the weather's nice. There was a couple of days last week where we had rain, but the rain shows up dinner time. So you're eating dinner anyways, and it starts to rain. And the rain is like, it's pretty cool that it rains at night, or it rains during dinner time, because it cools things down a little bit, and then it goes back to being nice and cool at like 70, 75 degrees here in San Jose, Costa Rica. I think next month and the month after that, we're supposed to get more rainy days, so that could be an issue. Rich said you were hoping to take profit, finish eating, and be able to buy the dip on RAVE. Why? What's RAVE doing right now? RAVE is at 1408, 1409. Oh my God! We almost hit my take profit. Take profit at 1450. We hit 1443 here on MEXC Exchange. But what could I do? What could I do here? I think I might move my stop loss to this candlewick. We're on the 5-minute time frame. This candlewick low here at 1370 maybe. Am I gonna get stopped out and then and then it just hits my take profit after that? I wouldn't be surprised if it did something like that. But I am gonna move my stop loss further in the profit now. 1370 is now my stop loss here on RAVE, and I'll make 25 bucks if I get stopped out, or I'll make $57 if we hit 1450. So if I get stopped out, I'll still cancel out that loss that I had trying to short RAVE earlier tonight. So I'm okay with that. That's cool. That's cool. I'll get my money back. Rich says, move take profit to 15. It lines up with previous high. You know what, Rich? Because we're doing this so fast, climbing up, I actually do have confidence that we might hit 1540 here. So why don't I mean, should I do 1540 or should I do 15? I'm going to have Rich be my advisor for tonight. Rich, you are now my financial advisor. If things don't work out, I'm gonna sue you. I'm only kidding. But no, Rich is my my knowledgeable friend here about trading. And should I do 1540 or 15? What do you think, Rich? 15 even? Okay, Rich says 15 even. I think Rich doesn't want me to be too greedy. Alright, so we got 15 in there. Let's see how that works here. Okay. So I just did that right there in front of you guys. I moved my take profit to 15 bucks. And stop loss is at 13.70. I moved that further into profit here. And let me just go back to RAVE here real quick here. And I'll show you why we're targeting $15 for RAVE for those who are interested. I mean, we talked about it a couple of times during the stream here, but here on the 1 hour time frame, just measuring a Fibonacci that we did from as high as $18.50 down to the low here, down at $10.52. We do have a golden pocket that we're targeting. Me and Rich are both in a long on RAVE, and we're targeting the golden pocket at 1546 is where your 618 is at. But I think Rich is trying to front run it at 15 bucks, and so am I. And we're not going to be too greedy, but 1540 is an idea here if you're going to be on the charts for the rest of the night, going into tomorrow morning here. If you can stay awake, then maybe you might see 1540 get hit. You take profit on your RAVE long. I'm using data coming off of MEXC Exchange, so I don't know. Rich, what do you trade? You looks. I think when you were on your Discord, you were trading RAVE on WEEX, right? Yeah. Yeah, you were trading on WEEX Exchange. Okay. I have both MEXC and WEEX. If you guys want to day trade on one of these cryptocurrency exchanges and entering these longs and shorts here, there is a links here on the Meet Damien channel. If you go on to for my YouTube guys, go to the Meet Damien YouTube channel, click on that link tree link right there, the description. It'll take you over to the Meet Damien link tree, and then of course you can join me on the Meet Damien Discord server, which is free to join. You can talk to me when I'm not live streaming. But then also, if you want to get right to it, guys, you can trade on MEXC Exchange here. I already showed you what it's like trading on MEXC, and then you can also trade on WEEX Exchange here. I got the links and referral links there. If you click on those links, you sign up, I get a referral bonus. So appreciate that. That's another way you guys can help me out here on the Meet Damien channel here. Is by clicking on those links and using that to do your day trades. And if you don't do day trades, you can still do spot trading. You get all those cryptocurrencies we talked about on today's live stream. You can get that on WEEX and MEXC. It's at $14.96 on WEEX. That's crazy. So like, what the hell's wrong with MEXC? Let me see. Is it really $14.96 here on? Oh shit! My my alert just went off. So did we already hit 1450? Let's see. Here on WEEX, it's actually at 1450 right now. And yep, all right. So the reason why I had 1450 as an alert here, because that was a Fibonacci pocket, right? We go back to my chart here on MEXC. Oh shit, we're going up to 1474. Oh man, we might actually hit 15. I might have to stay on this live stream until we hit my take profit here. But 1450 was an idea here because that's your 0.5 retracement. We already just hit that just now, and looks like RAVE is at 14. It got 1486. I guess I'll stay in the live stream here just to see if I actually hit my take profit with you guys here. So that's the cool thing about this Meet Damien live streaming community. We got other traders that are looking at certain things. There's certain things that you as a trader by yourself might miss. I got Rich here looking at previous price action, looking at candle wicks, looking at the Fibonacci. And we help each other out, try to stay profitable here and make some money. I got knocked out of the RAVE short and I went into a RAVE long. I got into the long on RAVE at like $13, I believe. $13.05 here. And I'm up like 60% on that RAVE long there. We're trying to see if we can hit $15 here on RAVE. 61% here. 13.05 at 14.66. Hey, it looks like we might be able to hit that. Let's see that. We'll go right into the MEXC here. We're pushing. Can we hit that TP at 15? Are we gonna continue playing games here? I'll keep the live stream going a little bit longer here, just to see if we actually hit it during the live stream here. And then that's gonna be it. That's gonna be like the celebration, and I don't know. I don't have any alcohol on me right now. I could go back to my room and get a beer or maybe some wine or something. I got like some red sangria. I could celebrate with that. We're just sitting here waiting to get paid. 14.89. Oh, 14.90. 14.91. Don't give me a heartbreaker to end the night here. Don't be like, you know, we're gonna take it to 14.99 and then just like not hit Damien's take profit and then drop it down on him. Look at this nice 5-minute green candle here. We're up like 6% in the last 7% in the last 5 minutes here. Come on, guys. Come on. Should I just do a flash close and be like, yeah, this is good enough? 1480 is good enough. I want to like see if it'll hit 15. But I'm thinking about moving the TP up to bottom of this green candle. This is not too far off from where it already is. Up, new 5-minute candle. Are we gonna get some green here? Some more green? Come on, guys. Be nice to Damien today. Show the live, show the followers here, the subscribers here that dreams do come true when it comes to day trading. Nope, now we're getting some red. Okay. Yeah. What was says? You're guessing 16 for this pump and then back down? Yeah, it's an idea. I don't know, is that a Fibonacci level? Let's just take a look at that real quick here. 1680 is a 786 retracement using this Fibonacci from like 1850 all the way down to 1050. Maybe that's the number to be looking for. But we are trying to hit $15, but we're front running the 618 at 1546. we're just doing nothing here in the last 5 minutes here. This 5 minute candle's not doing nothing. It's like people selling. Some people are trying to buy, but no, the sellers are starting to take over here. Such a heartbreak. Damn, Rich, $15 is just not hitting right now. We came so close, $14.91 too. I'm losing my profits, Rich. Rich says it's been respecting the golden pocket retracements. Well, it needs to get back up to 15 bucks and higher in order for it to do that. To respect the golden retracement. Now I'm worried about is it just going to disrespect the sideways trading action that we got going on over here. My stop loss is like right at this candlewick low here in the 5 minute. Well, are we about to do bearish engulfing? No one wants to buy at 14 bucks? There we go. There we go. Oh, what a horrible way to end the stream there, guys. I got stopped out in profit, but not as much profit. I think between here and here, I lost like 30 bucks of profit. Yeah. Look at that, huh? What a heartbreak. We almost hit 15 bucks there too. As Rich says, it's coming back for some late longs there. Well, guys, that's unfortunate. We got my stop loss taken out, and look at that. It actually took it further down. It took us down to like 1350. I had my stop loss at like 1370. Oh, now we're pushing back up. This thing's crazy. Crazy. But I mean, it does have movement to it, right? You can make money in a short amount of time. Right, where I bought here at 1305 and yeah, sold at 1369. Is that what it's saying? Nothing too crazy, but you know, we're using 10x leverage, it becomes something. Is it time to short now? Rich is thinking about buying the dip now. I mean, if I just stuck to my 1450 target, we hit 1450. I could have took profit at 1450. Yeah. That's what I get for listening to Rich. One more time, I listen to Rich. Oh my God. Rich telling me to move my TPs and telling me to move my stop losses. Is that how you play, Rich? Is that how you play your trading game? I don't usually like moving my TPs and my stop losses. But yeah, I think what we'll do now, guys, is we'll listen to some music on the way out. I'm gonna call it a night, and we'll just plan on doing this tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. We went a little bit longer today because I had the time and energy to do it. So here we go. All right, guys, let's plan on doing this live stream tomorrow, same time. I'll see you then. Take care, guys.